Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Film Buds podcast. This is episode number
134.
134, yep.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm back on it.
Yep. And my name is Henry.
I'm Chloe.
And this time around, we have a great show for you. It could be our best yet. You never know.
Huh?
I mean, we have that.
I like your optimism.
We have that potential.
That's nice, Henry.
Oh, thank you.
Also to be the worst, to be
it
fair.
Could be.
But I doubt it.
I hope not.
I don't think it'd be the actual worst.
Yeah. We have a review of the new Netflix film Wasp Network. And then we have a retro review of
Where's Paul Rudd? No, that didn't work.
What's
I was trying to make a little Avengers joke, but it didn't work at all because I don't really know that stuff.
I didn't get that one. Can you?
Isn't it Ant-Man and the Wasp?
It is. It is.
It was extremely obtuse.
This is not a sequel to that.
Shoot, I didn't want to reference Evangeline Lilly because
right,
she's annoying.
Right. We have a retro review of Jon Stewart's first film, Rosewater, from
preparing
2014.
for his new movie.
Yeah, he has a new film out now, actually. I guess it's the, I don't know what it is, the early rental thing they're doing.
Yeah,
with some movies.
Theater. I think they call it theater rental.
Yeah.
Which Clobo ain't about to do. Not even for Jon Stewart.
No, I don't think I will
Jewish
either.
King.
Yeah.
Oh my God. If I'm not going to do it for Jon Stewart, I'm not going to do it for anyone.
Yeah.
Honestly.
And then we have some news to talk about. Like we can touch on Carl Reiner passing away.
I don't want to.
Yeah. We also have the casting of Margot Robbie in the new Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh, yeah.
And also we also have the Seth Rogen Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie.
Nope. No idea.
And other stuff,
Another Teenage Ninja movie?
Yes, but it's produced by Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg.
Oh, shoot. All right. They'll probably be very good at it.
I think so.
And that was about their childhoodish, too, so.
Yeah.
Dang.
And
all right. I mean, I don't care. I probably won't watch it.
Right. And then we have a listener question concerning the difference. It's a big one. The difference between trending now and popular movies on Netflix.
Nice.
They want to know, people are curious as to the difference. So, of course, we have the answer.
I didn't even notice that those were popular on Netflix is a thing.
There's popular.
Uh-huh.
There's trending now.
Yeah.
Then there's recently added. And there's new releases.
I got to do a little bit of a spoiler alert, okay, for this question. A little bit. I don't know if you've noticed, but basically, if Netflix has at all recently released a movie, it will be in the trending now forever. Like that's the tea. But
yeah, well, we'll get to it.
Surprising.
Yeah, and other stuff we watched. Like I got around to, like I told Chloe, I saw the Gentleman and Sonic the Hedgehog. I saw that the other day
with Benny Schwa.
Yes.
Cool.
So thanks again for joining us once again. Chloe, how are you?
Oh, I'm good. I'm a little upset because I was definitely going to say something. And as you know, currently it's, I'm full of gratitude for the lack of news on my side of things as far as my little, corner of the world. But I had something entertaining enough to say on the podcast to you. But Henry, it's left me.
Huh. Ain't that the luck?
Honestly, that's,
yeah.
How are you?
Well,
I'm okay.
Well, if it comes to you, feel free to shout it out.
All
right.
Don't have to ask me once.
But so first of all, housekeeping.
Okay, love it. Let's try again. I love that you remembered it, but a little more.
Housekeeping.
There we go.
Okay. We'll get there. I'll get there, everybody.
Occupado.
Yeah. First of all, so if you have not been to thefilmbuds.com, our store there where there's t-shirts and mugs, all the proceeds for the last few months have been going to COVID-19 charities, and that's still the case. Don't worry. That's still the case. But that is going to be ending July 31st of this year. Okay.
Sorry, I don't know why that was funny.
What?
This year part is just...
Yeah, of this year. We won't be going until next
20.
I hope not. I hope it's not.
Oh, fair. Okay, yeah. Fair enough.
Of this year, of 2020. We are in 2020 right now.
Yeah.
So if you want to buy something to help the COVID-19 cause, you have a whole month to do it.
Yeah.
And thank you to the people who have bought stuff already. That's very kind of you.
Henry, I'll have to be getting one, Henry.
Me too.
Yeah, you too? I'll have to be getting one because, Henry, I got one for my mom as a present because she really, really wanted one. And then she, the first day she wore it, she spilt all over it.
Oh,
so
no.
Gonna be grabbing another one. But don't worry, we won't, we're not going to throw away people. So we'll just use it as like a smock or something. Don't fret.
Okay, I won't.
It goes smock, it goes shirt, smock, rag. And this is a very known system with my family because my mom there's a major spillage going on a lot of the time.
That should be a t-shirt.
Major spillage? That's a good band name.
No, the other one before that.
Oh, t-shirt.
Spock.
Smock, rag. I totally forgot for a second as well. So There you go. But that's just me. That's not the system. Don't blame look, you can blame the system for everything else. But that was just me.
Mm-hmm. And so, July 31st, and I'll do some reminders, but just to be aware. And if you have not joined our Patreon page, go to patreon.com/thefilmbuds. And
HPU.
The
Patreon up.
Yeah, the donations just go to help support the weekly show. So we'd appreciate it if you would do that if you are a listener, which if you're listening, you are by definition.
Maybe. Well, technically. Hey, I don't know. People could identify as not listening.
A non-listener.
Yeah, exactly. Like I identify as a listener, even though I don't listen to anything even I say.
Yeah. And last thing for me, Chloe, you may have other stuff. I don't know. Last thing for me, just because everything going on with my dog that I'll get to, no video for Beyond the Film this week on YouTube, but there will be one next week. So I guess July 11th, but no July 4th.
You with the math. Okay.
Yeah. No July 4th video this year.
No July 4th period. Am I right?
Oh, yeah. Fair enough.
Screw that.
Fair
Actually,
enough.
my family's never done that because we've always said screw that. But we're glad people are getting on the bandwagon now.
Yeah. I'm there with you. And
it's my mom's birthday, July 3rd. So it made it extra easy to be
happy early birthday to her.
Oh, yes. But yeah. It's good timing. We can use that as an excuse for, never celebrating the 4th of July on principle, but, subtle.
Big time. All right. Well, I can talk about the stuff with my dog, Chloe, unless you have anything you want to touch on first.
No.
Okay.
I don't.
Okay. So if you caught last week's show, I had mentioned that my dog was getting an ultrasound because she had been losing a little bit of weight recently. And so we went and had an ultrasound, and we at first thought because of her liver levels. That's a tongue twister.
Liver levels.
Say that 5 times fast. Everybody.
Oh, I'm actually, wait, this is too funny.
What's
My
up?
dad had me do that last night. He said it was like very, very much like that. And it was like 2 lengthy words. And he said 12 times, right?
Wow.
But this is a little thing, Henry. I am so freaking good at tongue twisters. Like you say it, I will do it and I will nail it.
Okay.
Watch me mess it up this time. Like I'm already salivating now because I'm nervous. But what was it?
Liver levels.
How many times?
However many you want. 5?
Oh, 5? Oh, no problem. Liver levels, liver levels, liver levels, liver levels, liver levels, liver levels.
Yeah.
Look, that was bad. Look, we all know this. You know this very well. I get such stage fright when I say that I'm good. You know what I mean? It's like the opposite of how, like, if your car is busted and then you take it in, it's like it's working perfectly or whatever. Like you're trying to, like, that kind of deal. I'm the opposite.
Yeah.
Like my car is perfect. Then I go in for the little, I only leave 10 minutes for my inspection because I'm like, this car is perfect. And then I get in there and all of a sudden, like, all the tires go flat.
Yeah.
I also have a
Sabotage?
cold sore, which I don't know if that's TMI, but
That's not now.
It's making it hard.
Not at this point. I'm sorry, though.
Liver levels, liver levels, liver levels, liver levels, liver levels. Dang it.
We'll try again.
I'm very good at them.
I believe you.
Oh, I'm stressed. I'm getting hot now.
Yeah. But anyhow, we had an ultrasound done, and it came back that her liver was actually fine. But
good.
She had a very small growth in her spleen.
Oh.
And so pretty quickly, they recommended that we should have the spleen removed because the two outcomes of that would either be the biopsy for the growth would come back benign and it wouldn't bother her or it wouldn't affect her having her spleen removed, or it would come back malignant and it would then buy her much more time to have it removed. And so yesterday, Tuesday, we had a surgery and thankfully it went well, and we will get the biopsy results sometime next week. Apparently it takes 5 business days at least to get these results.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's a long... You should just show it to my dad. That's literally...
Yeah, well...
What'd he do?
Next time. Next time, maybe.
I mean, he doesn't literally... I doubt he's ever identified such things in an animal spleen, but... Actually, no, med school. So, yeah.
Well, cool. Well, I'll know for next time.
Irrelevant, but for next time. You know me. I love to be like that. It's like a very Jewy thing to be like, oh, my great-grandson's next-door neighbor's third cousin twice removed is
Yeah.
Can fix your tires.
Right. But yeah, so thankfully the surgery went well. She's sleeping soundly and recovering so far, doing very well, which is very nice. But it's been quite a week, Chloe.
Stressful.
Yeah,
I'm
quite a week.
Sure, Henri, and you have so much going on.
Yeah, well, that's one step in the right direction. So happy about that.
Yeah.
And
spleen.
And I will.
What is this? What's a spleen for?
Seemingly nothing. Apparently.
Oh, that's a bull-faced lie. I feel bad for neglecting the spleen because I'm very passionate about the appendix. So now this is a good lesson because my blinders I'm so focused on making sure people know the importance of the appendix that I don't even know what the spleen does, but I've been told. I'm pretty sure it's similar. It's like some probioticness. I don't know.
Okay.
But y'all, the appendix is important.
Yeah.
And to think it isn't is first world privilege.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So
that's the truth.
Yeah. I believe you.
I'm very passionate about that.
I know you are, Chloe. You're a passionate person.
Well, that's true. Do you remember when when I had to go to the emergency room because they were like, your appendix is busted? And then it wasn't. You remember?
No.
Really?
I don't think so.
It was not that long ago. I was like, oh, my tummy hurts.
We've talked a lot recently about my memory.
That's true. Oh, about your memory, yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. I was going to say, yeah, we talk a lot.
We
all
do.
things considered.
We do, weirdly.
But I was like, ouchie. Right? And they did all the tests, the doctor. I don't even think that's why I went to the doctor. I don't remember anyway, but I was like, oh, while I'm here, by the way, I got a big old, really pain right here in my little side. Okay.
Oh.
And then she pressed on. I said, ouchie, that hurts. Okay.
Oh yeah. Big time.
And then she did a couple more things. And then she did like an ultrasound or something, I think. And then she said, okay, you gotta leave right now. Go to the emergency room. Bye. And I said, what the heck? And then, so we went, we were there for 90,000 hours because America is broken, in case y'all haven't been keeping up with the Kardashians on that one.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, I got distracted by my hate, genuinely got distracted by thinking about how much I hate the Kardashians. I forgot what I was saying. Yeah, so we were there all day, really terrible, blah, blah, blah. Like literally 8 hours, but honestly way better than what a lot of other people are dealing with. And we went to different ones, but it doesn't matter. So anyway, it was also Christmas? It might have been Christmas. I think it was.
That could do it.
And we were like, we don't care, but it's so sad all these other people are wasting their whole... So anyway. Anyway, I won't go into that lady's personal information. It was very odd. But anyway, so then, and the doctor was like, oh, snap, your appendix is gonna, it's like a middle school science fair in here. It's about to explode any second. Like those volcanoes. That's what I meant by that.
Right.
And, blah, blah, blah. And they did another imaging and they were like, yup, that's our guy. And I said, all right. But because it's America sucks and everything, I then had to wait again for like an hour, right? And I was like, what's really weird is I feel a lot better all of a sudden. And I was like, so maybe it's like the relief of being here, whatever. And then they're like, all right, we're gonna, prep to, cause, if an appendix is gonna burst, you gotta get that sucker out of there,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And I was very upset because, again, I have great passion for the appendix. So, I did not do this frivolously. And so I went and they were like, it looks fine now. Very weird.
Yeah.
Because that's not really a thing. So they were like, oh, yeah, all good. And they were like, does it hurt? Like, does it still hurt? And I was like, very weird.
Indeed.
And then naturally my dad was like, it was probably gas. And I said, it was not gas, Gary. I get it, okay, but I don't eat dairy or anything, okay. And it was very, but it went away. So God bless.
That's good. Yeah.
Oh, and you know why I was so mad?
No.
Because this was very soon, like a couple days after some milestone after my last knee surgery where I was like, yeah. And we were sitting there in the ER and I was like, I'm not trying to be ungrateful for life and everything because I really am, but I'm going to be so annoyed if I have to be bed rested again after it. Wow, that was so tangential, especially if you're the only one who doesn't remember me telling the story and everyone else listening's like, oh my God, girl, we've been here except it was better the first time because you actually remember what happened.
Yeah. Huh. Well, now I know.
Crazy, huh?
Yeah.
Henry, look. I was forced to, because my family lives in fear of me, sleepwalking and, I don't know, join the fire department or something. I don't really know what they're so scared of, but but something like that. But so they basically forced me to so basically the government has me now because now I got a matching whatever it's called. What's it called?
Apple Watch.
It's not iWatch. Apple Watch. I got matching
Chloe,
Apple
I have
Watch
the white one
you.
too.
Yeah, I know. Don't worry. I'm about to DIY this band right up because this ain't my style. Just white? No, thank you. So, but it looks great on you, Henry. Don't fret.
Oh, well, thank you.
But, yeah. So, what was I going to say about that? I don't know. Oh, yeah. So, it's called these settings, which now alert me whenever something's medically, weird with me. And I'm like, I do not need this extra stress in my day. 3 times a day, it's like, are you still alive? Because we're not sure.
Right.
Your heart is busted, bro. And I'm like, I know, watch. Thank you. Good night.
Wow.
Good night.
Wow. Oh, yeah.
Also, I have a problem with authority. So, as you know, I enjoy my stationary bike, whatever, or I take the walk up and down the hill. Oh, quite I take long walks up and down my hill because that's where we're at right now. What is the phrase for being conscientious during quarantine? I don't know. The virus is real. You can exercise in your driveway. Hopefully you have a driveway. If not, then I'm sorry. I was insensitive, but I just go up and down my hill because, quarantine and everything like that. And my watch does this thing with the 3 circles. I think everyone knows about those 3 circles, where it's you exercise this much and you move this much and you're standing, something like that. And I'm like, like I said, problem with I'm like, I know I am. I don't need your validation, your confirmation, okay? I know, I'm petty like that, but I'm like, yeah, watch, I'm doing it because I want to, not because you're telling me to.
Yeah.
Well,
tell them, yeah.
Watch and I don't have a very good relationship so far, but what can you do,
Yeah, that's the way it goes, I guess.
And then it's you're almost there for standing. I'm like, I done been here. I'm standing. What are you talking about?
It's a little wonky.
Dang, but whatever.
But
I got it on super sale, so I don't feel quite so bad.
Nice. Well,
From Best Buy, and they've been kind of good people. So
yeah,
still a little salty, but
right. All right. Well,
that would be my rap. No, I wouldn't even be a rapper. We all know that. My spoken word, my stage name for spoken word would be Salty Butt.
that's not bad, actually.
Yeah. With one T. Because then it's like, I'm salty, but everyone knows that it's really salty, but what you do is.
Okay. Well, we'll let people.
You know?
Yeah, we'll let that one digest.
Henri, ready?
Please.
3 T's.
What would be this?
Salty, B-U-T-T-T. Because then it's totally up for interpretation.
Oh, yeah, you'd leave them thinking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect.
Cool. Well, with that said.
Wow, I just talked a lot. It was basically to try to make up for the thing that I forgot that I actually wanted to say.
You made it up. You made up well.
Thank you.
And it's great. It's great to see you, Chloe. Great to see you.
You too, Henry. Miss you.
Your mother made my family lasagna, and it was delicious.
JK, I know. That'd be
was wonderful. So thank you again.
Yay.
All right. Well,
lasagna. You know what she always does? Like, she really likes making things for people. Like, you know, it's like a thing that you can do to make people feel better easily, right? Or whatever. Just take a whatever. And every time she does that, the first thing she does when she brings it over, because usually, you know, she'll bring it here and then we'll go somewhere because I don't cook. So I ask her to do my goodwill for me. But she's always like, here, feel this. And she always makes me feel how heavy the things she's made are.
It took some strength.
Dense.
Yeah.
Yeah. She loves, yeah.
Yes, but it was wonderful. So thank you again. All right. Well, let's jump in, shall we?
That's how she got her shirt dirty, actually.
Huh.
Making the lasagna. No joke.
Well, I'm sorry. I was a victim in the,
you know,
in the cooking.
Oh, okay.
All right. Well, let's get into our first review, which is Wasp Network, currently on Netflix, and we do have a clip, Chloe. I think. Do we?
Trending.
Do we have a clip? We don't have a clip because it's in Spanish.
No, some of it's in English.
None of the clips online.
Okay. Well, don't worry, Henry. I'll translate the scene.
Everybody. It's
get ready.
It's your favorite moment.
Okay, I got it because I didn't understand this at all. Oh, you look like a movie star. Oh, I am a movie star. Here. Do you like it here? Oh, I like it. Here, yes. Do you want to get married? Okay, that's literally.
Yeah, well, that's a great synopsis.
Was that good?
We'll find out, I guess.
Honestly, that is like low key. They have no they're what?
Yeah.
Oh, what'd she say? Something stupid like, do you know how no, what'd she say? Oh, yeah. She said something dumb about like, do you know how handsome you are or something like that.
Huh.
But like, do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
Perfect.
I forget.
The line is way dumber than that though. It's not that. I was like, excuse me, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, I think she said, do you know you're handsome like a movie star? That is what it was. That is what it was. And I was like, wait, is he actually a movie star or not? Like, is he actually an actor? Like, I still don't know.
I think he is.
Okay.
I think, yeah. But the synopsis, it's directed by Olivier Assayas, and it stars Penelope Cruz, Edgar Ramirez, Gail Garcia Bernal, Ana de Armas, Wagner Mora. That's about it.
No, a lot of the people are famous, but just not here.
Oh, yeah?
To be fair.
Leonardo Sbaraglia.
Yeah, he's famous.
Tony Plana, Julian Flynn, and many others. And the synopsis is...
That baby?
The baby, yeah.
Give that baby, that toddler, an Oscar. That baby was so good.
Yeah.
No? Oh, my God. That was a good baby.
as Chloe acted out, the synopsis is the story of five Cuban.
This is not going to match.
The story of five Cuban political prisoners who had been imprisoned by the United States since the late 1990s on charges of espionage and murder.
Effing spoiler alert, am I right?
Yes.
Come on, IMDb. If I wanted people to watch this movie, I'd be pissed right now.
Yeah.
Oops, spoiler alert.
Well, this one just recently premiered. I think it had a... I saw it's a 2019 movie, but it just got a...
It did Toronto.
Okay.
And I think Venice.
Okay. But it just got put on to Netflix in the last week or two. And it is directed by the guy who did Clouds of Sils Maria and Personal Shopper with Kristen Stewart, which I talked about with Jacob #1 on the Kristen Stewart show.
All right. And I've talked about because I had that dream about it.
Yes.
You don't remember? But I'm not going to go over it because I know for a fact I've talked about that.
Okay, I believe you. Well, Chloe, you...
Was she in Clouds of...
Which one? Who?
Was Kristen Stewart in both?
She was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Juliette Binoche?
Uh-huh. And...
Was Chloe Grace Moretz? No, she wasn't.
She was in Sils Maria, yeah.
She was, okay. Mm-hmm. Wow, I know a lot
and the guy from Beast and Emma. That guy. The singer.
Oh, wow.
He's in that, yeah. But now, Chloe, you had I had not, before this came out on Netflix, I had not heard about it.
No?
But I think it seems like you have, yes?
My Google alert for Gael Garcia Bernal was really...
Oh, yeah, true.
That is not... I don't have that, but, I just don't know how to get Google alerts otherwise. Who could say? But...
I don't.
Basically, no. But... yes, I did know about it. Again, one of my releases is, which could also be called a compulsion, I suppose, depending on how if you're a glass half full, empty kind of person. But I love to watch trailers.
Yes, you do.
Just like trailer, yeah. And this was for sure one of them. And I think YouTube recommended this to me, which again makes sense. Like, it recommended the trailer because I watch a lot of like, God, I'm so lame. I watch a lot of like Netflix content. Like their stuff,
I mean,
if you like something, like I love, like I said, Trixie and Katya got that little thing on Netflix. So I watching that and then you go down there. But anyway, so yeah, I watched the trailer a while ago. And I was sorry about all the lip smacking, Henry. And then, yeah, I was looking forward to the story being told because I was like, this is such a dynamic story. Could be very interesting. Okay. Maybe we'll get a little bit of Guantanamo tea. Who knows? All right. All the things. And then, and of course, as we all know, I love Gael Garcia Bernal. He is a little ball of, socially, politically active joy, which is just amazing.
He's great. Yeah.
I love him. I love his teeth. That sounds weird, but what can I say?
He's got good teeth.
I love
a good voice as well.
Oh my, come on. Well, everything about him is like so cute, right? But like, yeah, his teeth are super funky and I love it. Did you have braces? Yes, I've asked you this and you did. We've been over this. I'm so sorry, Henry.
Oh, no.
But yeah, braces are not like, who knows? They're going to play this in some social worker is going to play this in 10 years and be like, you hear what she just said? Because
we should be so lucky.
It is going to take a lot. It's going to take a lot for me to get my kids braces. Like, if it is absolutely medically necessary, like, I don't know if they'll like turn to a pumpkin or something. If I don't, like, fine.
I think that is the alternative.
Yeah. But it's going to take a lot because I like my imperfect teeth, And I like Robert Pattinson's imperfect teeth. And I like Gael Garcia Bernal's wild teeth.
They're great.
Yeah.
So With that being said, what did you think?
He looks like you know what he looks like? He looks like, the kid from Jumanji who's turned into a werewolf?
Yes.
He looks if that kid just grew up to be his best, happiest self, werewolf self.
Yeah.
I know he turns back, but I don't care.
Okay.
Oh, spoiler alert, sorry.
Little image for people, yeah.
Or they can just Google.
Probably. Might be easier.
What were we talking about?
Wasp Network.
And I like it, Edgar Ramirez.
See, I don't.
And
I feel like I'm selling on Edgar.
yeah, we're so funny. He's
I just find him so vanilla all the time.
Really?
Very
I
uncharismatic.
really don't.
Very uncharismatic.
I really don't.
Yeah.
See, that's how I feel. To me, now this is the thing. I feel like my Edgar Ramirez is your Oscar Isaac.
That's a good comparison. Yeah.
Because to me, Oscar Isaac is vanilla. And I don't like him very much.
Fair enough.
But I want to.
Yeah. And now, if I see Edgar Ramirez in a movie, I'm not like, here we go.
Of course.
Edgar, but like.
Get this guy out of here.
Yeah. Win me over. But.
Call him a spleen and take him out.
Yeah. Anyways, continue.
I mean, that's basically it. Did I say I like Anna de Armas? We talked about her last week. But I feel bad because I don't remember if it's Anna or Anna, but.
I believe it's Anna. I don't put me on record
that's the
there.
thing, because I also thought I instinctually think it's Anna, but that makes me think it's Anna. That I think it's Anna. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It's one of those situations. Yeah.
I'm gonna stick with Anna. But I can't change what you think.
I mean, you can't change what I think because nobody knows what it is, including myself.
Yeah.
But anyway, I like her a lot. And I thought she was pretty good in this. I mean, nobody really had a lot to work with in the first place, but also they didn't really do much with it. Like even Penelope Cruz, who definitely had like the pulpiest role, super one note, I think.
Yeah.
So, but that baby killed it. Henry, tell me that toddler was not good. I'm worried. I'm worried we got like a little Albert situation here if you took AP psychology or whatever.
I didn't.
No?
I never took any AP classes.
Did they have them at Orange?
I just never took them.
But they had them?
I think.
That's better than I would have thought. But I know there was a girl who was one of Mary's like best friends growing up who came to my school from Orange. Oh! You probably know her. No, we're different ages. We're not that far apart. I don't know, but I won't say her full name on here because, that's a little rude. Maybe not like we don't do it all the time, but sup Sam Crummett. But anyway. But yeah, she went to Orange, but then she came over to my school for like Spanish 5 or something like that.
Yeah, I'm surprised they did have AP classes at Orange, but
well, we don't know if they did.
No, they did.
Oh, okay.
I remember.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Well,
good for you guys.
I had to set up the freaking AP art at Cedar Ridge. It didn't exist.
Wow.
And I said, "Are y'all kidding me with this?" And this teacher straight up just gave me this big old book thing. I guess somebody gave him and was like, "Here you go. This is the whole, if you want to if you want to make a curriculum, then you can take it." And like, that sounds really cool, right? But it's not, because it needs to coincide with all these. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Very irritating.
I was just like, get me out of here. I'm not going to get more involved at Orange High School.
I mean, fair enough. That was how I felt at Cedar Ridge, except also I acted not that way at all. I mean, I talked that talk, but I didn't walk that walk because I was relatively involved in school.
Yeah.
But, nah.
Yeah.
What were we talking about? I don't know.
Wasp
That
Network.
baby was great. This movie sucked, okay?
It was a turd. For me.
It was so...
I thought it was... I know I didn't say... So I thought...
You've seen the other two movies and I haven't.
I was big fans of Sils Maria and personal shopper. So I didn't know that he had this new film coming out. And so I was interested going in. It does seem like a weird departure for him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought it was
especially he's French, right?
He is. Yeah.
What the heck are you doing talking about?
I don't know.
You don't know what you're talking about with this.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I thought it was an absolute mess. I thought it spent so much time in this.
How long was the first act, first of all?
First act was long. It was lengthy.
My God. But what a slog.
I thought it's indulged in these romance relationships that I could not care less about and had no impact on the outcome of the story.
Zero.
I felt like it was, compared to the other films, they are very French in that they're just very calm and quiet, but the stories are so simple that you aren't really having to think about too many things as it's going along. But in this, there are so many plot lines. He
was clearly trying to not be like, that is the thing. It wasn't like he was fitting, which could have been cool, I guess, if well executed, but like that story, that true story narrative into the French style, or what I imagine is kind of like off to the side a little bit, like a Luca Guadagnino kind of thing, like kind of style that he's, again, I haven't seen those movies, but that's the vibe. But like, he was clearly trying to be like, what's that movie with American
Made?
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, I thought it was so flatlined the entire time. I thought there was no real suspense or drama that had any kind of dips, like ups and downs. It just felt
shocking.
It just felt flat the whole time. And again, for
impressive to have no tension in this movie.
Yeah, and for a film like Clouds of Sils Maria, it's very narrativeless as well. But again, it's so simple and it's character driven where you're not thinking about that. But in this, it's like,
and also very stylized, right?
Yeah, not
like catalog home, that kind of thing, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
right? Yeah. Glossy.
Yeah. But in this, it's I could not figure out what the connections were between characters. I felt like I was quickly losing track of story points and also the tone is so weird.
What is it?
It's not really serious, and it's not like American Made where it's so kind of trashy and stylized. It's some weird middle ground.
It's like literally the tone is, no shade anyone, this is going to upset somebody, I'm sorry to you, but what's new? The tone is literally like someone who voted for Gary Johnson.
Right.
Like that energy is honestly what this movie is to me.
Yeah. And the editing as well. I mean, that goes along with everything else, but like the editing, so... honestly, it was like watching one of my own YouTube videos. Editing all over the place.
Henri.
Clips everywhere. Can't make sense of it.
How dare you?
Thank you.
How dare you?
I was like, Henry, you're watching. I'm kidding. But it was so incoherent after a while and just dull.
Oh my God.
Very inconsistent in so many ways. I really, it was a stinker.
I mean, can I go down a list really quickly?
Please.
Is that cool? Okay.
And I did that. I liked all the performances. I thought Edgar Ramirez was pretty boring.
Really?
Yeah, I thought he was very...
I thought he was he was the one who was most interesting to me, but who knows? Maybe that's because you come in with him and go out with him, but I thought he was... But again, I just like him. I like him a lot. So.
I don't dislike him. I feel like every time I want to love him, but I don't.
Yeah. Hey, that's
mostly
for Isaac.
Mostly.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah.
Or, what's her name? Mia Wasikowska.
Oh, yeah.
And it's so annoying because she's in all these movies that I really, really, really want to watch.
She has a new indie movie
Punch.
out. Yeah, I want to see that.
I want to check that out. That's going to be gnarly for sure. And then I still haven't watched Damsel with Robert Pattinson.
I would steer clear. It's not good.
Really?
It's not. I saw it at Sundance.
Steer clear?
Yes.
Because it's cowboy. That was very obtuse, but
thank you. But no, I saw that at Sundance. Very underwhelming.
You saw it at Sundance?
Mm-hmm.
Shoot.
Yeah.
How's the Pats man?
He's. I mean, they're both good in it. It's just that the direction, especially, is pretty weak.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Have you seen what's that movie with Baby Leo and Sharon Stone? With the cowboy movie with that? We should give that a rewatch. I bet it does not age well though. That is my guess, but we'll find out. Do you remember the whole thing about Sharon Stone and the jewel heist?
Oh yeah,
that was crazy.
Yeah.
That is too funny. I love that.
And then also one thing with the editing, the Ana de Armas or Anna, whatever way you prefer it, people out there.
Ms. de Armas.
Yeah, Ms. de Armas and the movie star, they drop out like 2/3 of the way in, and then I don't think they come back.
They do not. No.
Which is and the ending for that storyline comes out of nowhere, and it has no, at least from what I got, not a real significant ending. I was just like, wait, I haven't seen these characters for 30, 40 minutes.
And that's the thing. There's like so much wrong with this. I don't know where to start. Like, frankly, I think we are talking about more the superficial problematic elements. But to me, this is rooted in, like I've said, like good stuff creates good stuff. Is it called Good Mercy? What just happened to my brain?
Just Mercy?
Just Mercy, for instance, like projects worth doing. It kind of, again, it just it just shows, right? And this movie, I was so irritated the whole time because I was like, oh, did I misread? Did Clint Eastwood direct this? You're
not wrong.
And truly, not trying to be like, when I said like he should stick with his own, saying he was French and to stick with it, I'm not trying to be all, xenophobic or whatever, but it's such a disservice to the history of Cuba and the relationship with America, but more so just Cuban history, that it is like shockingly upsetting. Like, honestly, it felt like propaganda because it was like the 5 spies were made out to be like heroes, basically. Like, it's not that the movie didn't do a good job, perhaps just because of reality. The movie didn't do a very good job of depicting them as such, right? But then,
and also, along with what we've been saying, the motivations for people, I could not tell you. It's like, I mean, you can, from a true story element, sure, you can kind of piece things together, but within the vacuum of the movie, completely nonsensical and messy.
And again, that's what I'm saying. Like, if it was done wrong, because again, there just was not care put into it. Like, okay, perhaps we have disagreement. I don't know. Everyone is entitled to their opinion, is what I say now. But like, don't try to Castro's bad man. Like, they're bad people. And the thing that was so annoying, and like I was saying, they didn't even do a good job at it just feels like he didn't even bother to actually look into, like, I feel like if you asked him about Cuba, he wouldn't be able to tell you very much. Like, that's the vibe I get. I feel like he just picked this book up, like, at the airport and was like, oh, okay, gonna make a movie now. Like, there's just no self-aware or like awareness at all. And I was like, how the heck is a Cuban person and a Venezuelan person in this movie? I do not respect that, to be honest with you. And I'm obviously, who am I? Like, land of the home of the free or something like that.
You got
some rockets, red flare, glare or something. I don't know. What? Oh my God. I remember I transferred to Hillsborough schools in 5th grade, right, Henry?
Right.
And we had to sing yeah, you were there. Had to sing like 3 songs of like American songs every morning. And I was like, get me out of this hell, please.
Well, at Hillsborough Elementary, we did the Pledge of Allegiance, but we did the Pledge of Allegiance and like another like the one with the rockets, red. I don't know the words, but anyway, right? So we had to do those 2, and I was like,
how did I end up in this fiery hell? Like, we did not do that at Chapel Hill schools, as makes sense. If you're not from this area, I'm sorry if this is all insideness, but you can picture it. Like, Chapel Hill is like
North
college
Carolina.
town, land of the recyclable, made from recyclable materials. And then
Yes.
I had moved out to Hillsborough, and I said, what the heck? So, like, but yeah, I got so much anxiety. As we know, I was very mad for having to. Well, first of all, I sat for the Pledge of Allegiance because, you know,
Nice.
sassy child. Sassy child. And then that song now, like, low-key triggered just because I got in trouble for all that stuff. But
Yeah.
where was it? What was I talking about?
No, well, one thing.
Oh, yeah. Who am I to talk about their experiences and their countries and their history and everything like that? Like, I get it, okay? But I was just surprised that we were seeing... I mean, first of all, they did break laws, okay? And obviously, we all know I'm chaotic good, okay? I'm not a lawful person, like, okay, we know. But it's not like, you know, we're going to talk about Rosewater in a minute, okay? There's a clear difference. Like, there's just a clear difference.
Yeah.
And like I said, there wasn't a much harder soul or anything in the movie, or at least it didn't come across, which is the writing and everything. So like you're saying, you couldn't tell people's motivations, but they were really trying to force the idea that they were just straight up heroes. Like at the end when they were like petition to get out of jail and out of jail on the slow, like those, you know, the pictures of the real people and stuff. But like the music didn't fit like an American made. It was like, you know, the end pictures, like the music was like it just kind of fit, but it was a lot more self-aware.
Yeah, I agree. And, oh shoot. Oh yeah. It has it takes on that Hollywood trope, that very tired trope of like, I think it's even maybe one of the taglines where they say heroes or traitors ?
Yes. Okay.
And which of course I never buy into, Chloe. You know, that's just not my deal.
That is not my deal either, Henry. Look, we can tell, okay? We know this should not be a question. The problem in this country is the whole like devil's advocate. No, shut up. That's like if you had a movie about the Gestapo and put it on that poster, heroes or traitors, which honestly I wouldn't be surprised, but like,
that's probably gonna happen.
Or like ICE. Like that kind of thing. Like, no!
Yeah, but it's
That's not a question here.
Yeah.
And the whole thing of like saving lives, guess what? It's called domino effect. You're also killing a crap ton of people, okay?
Yeah.
So don't give me that.
And for a movie like this, I'm fine with the movie being character driven, but it's almost entirely plot driven to where it's not commenting on the effect on the characters nor the world itself and the impact of what they're doing. It's purely on like getting one plot point to another.
And that's kind of the thing. Like, I'm truly not saying that a movie should have to have my, you know, it shouldn't have to, like Just Mercy, whatever, right? Like that movie happens to take the true events and project into the world what I care about as what should be cared about, right? I'm not saying like that's absolutely what should have to happen, but you need to, if you're going to, like, I feel like this movie is like devil's advocate at best, right?
Yeah.
It's like, then you need to actually give the full picture. Like they're saying, it was just crazy to me the way that this movie was. Like you're talking about character driven or plot driven, whatever, but the literal, like, how small can a road be to drive down? Like, that's the plot here. You can't see anything around you at all. Like, it's literally point A to B, but you don't see anything else at all.
Yeah. No street signs.
Nothing, Henry. That is not safe.
Yeah, and not to keep comparing it to American Made, but like with the American Made, not only does it feel very over the top.
And I didn't even like that movie.
You do or don't?
I didn't even like it, but I appreciate that it was more tonally.
Yeah, and I don't love it either. But it presents a character who you immediately see he's not the best guy. He's taking this money to do this pretty terrible things for the most part, very deceitful things. And it's almost Scorsese in that way, where it's like presenting a bad character, but it's like it's over the top.
Also, it's for obvious means. Like, he obviously wants to be rich.
Yeah.
Like, this is a lot more nuanced, but none of it is addressed.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. It was.
And my tushy, if everyone in Cuba was mad at him for being a quote unquote traitor. My tushy.
Yeah.
Okay? We didn't even get a look at Cuba. All right? Oh, my word.
Yeah. I was pretty underwhelmed.
Also, like you were saying, it really, the writing was also bad because, I was so confused. And I was like, am I just really like out of it today? Like, we know I have control issues and everything, right? I was like, I do not like not understanding things. Okay. This was like the concept of Gravity as a movie, but I was like, what? Except worse, because also it was just like perpetuated things that are against my values, but because it ignores fact. But sure,
I was with you. I was like, am I missing something here? Like, I'm not following what these people are talking about, or why we are in the story, or why we're there in the story at that moment. Like, I don't get what's come before it, nor do I get where we're building up,
especially like the wedding and stuff.
Yes,
like,
cut it. Like,
what?
Does nothing.
Nothing. Also, it really lacked. Yeah, as a director, and again, I haven't seen his other stuff, so I assumed they were creative and everything, but I guess I could be wrong.
I mean, they're very subdued, but it's like it's coherent. Like, it's not. It feels very consistent and very thoughtful.
With this, like, I mean, the music wasn't like things like this. They tend to have a lot of music that, helps with the vibe because, a lot of people watching it were alive at that time and might remember it, stuff like that. But also, like, for the wedding, for instance, I was, and I do not love this technique by any means, but I was just surprised he didn't even dabble in any, like, like little film camera, like, of the videographer at the wedding or something like that. Like, there was just, do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I just felt like there was zero creativity and nothing to make it feel more realistic-ish.
Right.
One
of my headphones just stopped working.
Oh no.
I can only hear you in my right ear, Chloe, or I've gone deaf, one or the other.
Oh, I definitely hope it's one of those.
The former. Yeah.
And I hope you can I'm glad you could surmise which one, yeah. Maybe it's Kristen Stewart's brother's ghost haunting you.
Could be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I think I was haunted this morning, but I don't like the word haunted. Maybe visited? Notified?
Notified.
Yeah, it was very odd.
You were tweeted.
Yes, yes, Henry. It was very weird, but it happens a lot. But I sound crazy. I know that, but also it's true. So whatever. So
I wasn't, and if I was, I wouldn't have seen it.
We know.
Yeah. If there are ghosts,
I'm just waiting.
If you're out there, you're gonna have to try harder.
Honestly, I'm like waiting again because we're on the Zoom thing. I'm just waiting for like to see a La Croix can.
My door open.
Yeah,
that would be terrifying.
Doors opening don't get me because like that's when perhaps.
Yeah,
that's the thing. I'm very cynical for somebody as convinced as I am. But anyway, this movie sucks. It's pure garbage. And look, I'm not trying to be like that. I am not claiming to be a moral compass by any stretch of the imagination, except maybe a little bit because we all know how I am. But get you some education on Cuba and on Castro, okay? Because what are you guys doing? And like the thing is, like, listen, this is not a me versus them issue. Like, guess what? American government has always been sucky McSuckerson too. I've never said anything like the American government has basically never been good. And it's always been super shady. No,
wow.
I know.
Oh, wow.
I know. We got a little taste of the good life with FDR, but even that was definitely not ideal, especially for marginalized peoples. But in any case, it's just, so it's not a matter of that. It's a matter of, actual people versus the 10 worst / most powerful people in the world, which happens to encapsulate leaders of many countries. So it's not a thing about, I'm not trying to be like, Cuba sucks, but Castro did not treat his people particularly well.
No.
I'm glad that there were literacy programs. Hashtag still feeling the burn. Hashtag nothing wrong with saying that Castro and the literacy, it's good when people can read. Okay. So
I agree.
You saw they learned Russian in Cuba. So take that. But everything else is terrible. And obviously Castro's terrible. So don't try to make this movie like Castro is not terrible, because that is what they were doing. And I said, what are you talking about? And like, for instance, okay, this is, and then I'll stop. But this is a very good example of what I mean as far as like choosing which pieces of a picture to show. Like, I'm fine if you just show the whole thing, the badness all around. Like, great. I'll freaking take it. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
But the fact that they showed the violence with the bombings and stuff.
Yep. I had forgotten all about that.
Yeah. Yes, I will call them liberators, by the liberator side. And then none of the crazy amounts of violence in various ways by the Cuban government under Castro. Are you kidding me? It was savage. They don't know what due process is, okay? Castro will knock, knock, knock. If he's feeling generous, he'll give you a little knock on the door. He'll open it and he'll shoot you in the face, okay? That's why. So yeah. That was 100% my biggest problem with this movie. I can't believe nobody stopped it and was like, this is effed. Okay. But also, it's also just a bad movie because there's no character. I mean, terrible.
No, I couldn't tell you really anything about the characters.
No. And the dialogue was bad too. Like, it just all sucked.
Yeah.
There was no point to any of it. Okay. Nothing. Honestly. Which again, I'm happy about. Like, consolidating the badness. Like, well, this sounds really bad, but like, it's probably kind of relatable, but like when Mary and I find out that 2 people from our high school are like engaged or like getting married or something, we're like, good, take them out of the pool. Like, that's two birds, 1 stone kind of thing.
Sure.
And so that's how I feel about this movie. I'm just grateful that it all sucks all around.
Yeah.
And it has Gael, and I still feel that way. So there. And they only ever address the resistance as terrorists.
Right.
Like, only.
Yeah.
And I'm just like,
pretty tone deaf.
Only? Really? Only? Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right. Well, out of 5, it's a 2 for me.
Oh my God. How do I even say this? I give this. Did you see that? It's a little dark, but it's just how I feel. Did you see that lady who called the police on the woman and her 2 children who were staying at the Hilton or a Hilton or something in North Carolina, or I think like Williamson, someplace we've never heard of, but like, somewhere in this state.
That one doesn't immediately come to mind.
It was like, it just came out like this morning or whatever, but it was exactly what you think. She thought that she wasn't staying there and everything. And she was like, I'm just going to call my manager. Like, you can't put like, what room are you in? And she was like, I'm not going to tell you what room I'm in. I'm like, that's right, ma'am. Don't tell her what room you're in. Oh my God.
Jeez.
But anyway, but it's that lady. It's just, basically this is a Karen of a movie. Okay.
Yeah.
Ugh.
All right. Well, let's move on. Let's get to our.
Let me say one more thing.
Please.
Okay. I'm very sensitive, and it makes me it's like low-key a character flaw. Like, it's going to leave me lonely, except thank goodness you're perfect, Henry. So I will never be totally lonely. But I was like, Kyle, why are you in this? Why are you in this movie? Because usually he's very conscientious, and like, I was very sad. Like, he produces a lot of documentaries about social injustices, and he even has a film festival and like whatever, right? Like, that's a thing. And I'm like, okay, that kind of thing. And I was like, why are you doing this? And then I watched a couple things, obviously, and I got basically nothing out of him, except Gael Garcia Bernal kept being like, well, it's interesting, because he was saying that it just sucks, because like you also don't know, like the editing was really bad and everything. I'm not trying to be like that. I'm not trying to be like a bachelorette or a bachelor contestant over here who's like, the editing made me look bad. Okay, I'm not trying to do that. Don't worry. But like, maybe it was a little better on paper. I don't know. And obviously he isn't actually in that much of it. Like, I don't know, but still, but anyway. But basically he was saying that, you know, it was a complicated situation, blah, 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 which is true. But what fascinated him was that, like, they were charged for murder and stuff and, like, all the spies and espionage. And he just thought, he was like, and it's just interesting, like, they're viewed like that, even though basically they were just, like, passing notes kind of thing, like that. Like, they didn't do what you typically think of, like, spies doing and stuff. And I was like, okay, interesting. Makes you think, but maybe if we present that a lot better, then sure.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's move on.
And I'm not saying that blowing up hotels is ever a good strategy. Okay. I'm just saying maybe a rock and a hard place if we don't take care of just read any Martin Luther King Jr. quote. Okay. If you don't take care of a people, then they're going to try to find a way to take care of themselves. Okay. If you don't listen, they're going to make sure they're heard. If you're still not listening, they'll get louder. Okay.
Oh yeah. Okay, well, let's get to our
movie star guy was just the worst.
Yeah.
Literally the worst.
Yeah.
Oh, also, last thing, I promise. I don't know about living, but like I'm pretty sure she said living, so I don't know the deal with all these people. But I'm pretty sure she said she was the only living main character in the movie was the person what was her name? Margarita. Her last name was Margarita. I remember. Sorry. But her last name was Margarita. There's a kid in my class named Martini. I think I told you that. But nice. Margarita, played by Ana de Armas, and she was very upset with the portrayal in the movie. She was like, I'm not surprised. Literally, she's kind of amazing. She was like, yeah, I'm not surprised they chose to take that route and portray the situation like that. Guess what? I had no idea he was leaving. And, sorry, stupid watch. Look, it just told me to stand up. Shut up, watch. Stand. It said almost there. Be quiet. So anyway, but I stand up a lot, okay? Oh. Anyway, but I appreciate watches trying to look out for me. But I'm Gucci, okay? So anyway, but she was like, yeah, I'm not surprised. Basically, apparently she found out she was like, first of all, when I found out they were following that book, I was like, okay, then it's probably going to be bad, because apparently she did not appreciate the book, right? And then she was like, yeah, no, I had no idea about basically anything that was going on. And also he left in the middle of the night. I did not think that he was going on a trip. Like, he just straight up left. Also, they had a baby at that time. They left that out. So that is rude. Or kids, I think plural. Like, they had several. So they chose to leave out that, which is weird.
Yeah.
Like, that's just straight up weird, right? Like, again, it's almost like they're trying to make his actions more excusable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, Edgar Ramirez is a hero for going back to his family or whatever, right? And then this guy's a little less bad because he didn't have any kids, but guess what? He did. So anyway.
Yeah.
And they also tried to make her like vapid, like the whole thing with the wedding and stuff, which I did not appreciate at all.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what else I really didn't like? We thought we were done.
What's that?
I also really didn't like when Penelope Cruz was working in the old person's home, and they nominated to make the only bit about that her having to clean out an elderly gentleman's soiled bed. And she like stepped out of the room like she couldn't deal with it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, because I'm sure it's much better than life in Cuba under a dictator. I'm sure. Also, like, that's just so rude.
It is.
Like, what is the point of that scene?
Yeah.
Like, what? Like, if you can tell me, I don't know. Because if I was in her position, which, you know, I'm happy I'm not, and I understand that I've lived a very privileged life, and I don't know what I would actually be like, of course. But, like, we've had some tough times, okay? Also, I've seen my mom. My mom has struggled a lot and worked very hard and done a lot of jobs she didn't want to literally, like, we've had the power turned off. Like, I'm not being a total, like, you know,
yeah, Chloe, you're good.
Pumpkin
You're good.
spice latte over here. Like, I know kind of the deal, okay? Not for 1 second would my mother be so dramatic about that kind of thing, okay? Especially, like, right now it's Corona time. I know it wasn't then, but you get some, you put a little something over your face, you take a deep breath, you get the job done, and you go out of the room, okay? We all been there. I work at a preschool. Do you know how much poop I'm around? That stuff is, and baby poop is the worst poop. I'm not a connoisseur, but baby poop?
No.
Wow. It is loud and somehow weighs as much as a baby. So I know, I just didn't like that. Also, unnecessary. I do not mind, like, the sex scenes in Wolf of Wall Street I was fine with because there were a lot of them, okay? But the ones between Margot Robbie and Leonardo DiCaprio said a lot without saying it about where their relationship was at in various parts. Like, I thought that was very good storytelling stuff. But in this movie, it's just gratuitous. And I was like, what are you doing? Like, that was so irritating. Just like I said, it's good that everything about this movie is bad. Like, honestly, great. Goodbye. But also, apparently, okay, this is the last thing I'll say. This was the thing I was going to say was the last thing I'll say. So we're properly at the end here. Don't worry.
Okay.
Apparently, nobody from the movie, including Ana de Armas, even tried to reach out to the real woman, which to me is a bit bad. Like, why wouldn't you have that resource? Why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
You know?
That is odd.
I do not like that. I do not.
Yeah.
That rubs me the wrong way.
Yeah, big time.
Big time.
Okay, well, let's...
Even just to check in.
Yeah,
be
that's
like,
true.
Yo,
Hey.
I'm going to put your whole god-awful life on display. You cool with that? Great.
Yeah.
It sucks. It's also just so non-linear. The movie, you just can't... It's not under... Ugh.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I'd probably hate it. The more I understand it, the more I'd hate it probably. So I'm good.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's move on. Let's get to our retro review of Jon Stewart's Rosewater from 2014. And we do have a clip for this one, so take a listen.
Sir, you're making a big mistake. I am a journalist. That's it. Nothing more.
Just a journalist.
Yes.
As a spy, I'm just trying to figure out why your country is so terrifying.
The first thing to know about Iran is that it is not evil. Americans and Iranians have a lot of things in common more than they have differences.
What do I have in common with you?
So can you tell me why just journalists meet up with this American spy on the eve of the unrest?
He's not a spy.
He's not a spy?
No, it's a show.
It's a show?
A comedy show. It's stupid.
It's very stupid, yes.
He's a comedian pretending to be a spy.
So can you tell me why American pretended to be a spy had chosen to interview you?
And why would a real spy have a TV show?
All right. Okay, well, as we said, Rosewater came out in 2014 and is written and directed by Jon Stewart. It also stars Gael Garcia Bernal and also Kim Golshifta Farhani, Claire Foy, Nasir Fari, Haluk Bilginger.
The guy from Killing Eve, who you've probably said. I'm pretty sure that's him, but, you know, obviously I don't do any research for this, so.
Me neither. And the synopsis is Iranian-Canadian journalist Maziar Bahari is detained by Iranian forces who brutally interrogate... Oh, wait, let me start over. That was terrible. Iranian-Canadian journalist Maziar Bahari is detained by Iranian forces who brutally interrogate him under suspicion that he is a spy.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Well, yeah, this was,
that was a reaction
Jon
to the
Stewart's
actualness, not the, for IMDb, that was pretty good.
Yeah. This this is Jon Stewart's debut, and as we said, he has a new movie out called Irresistible, but this was his first film.
Very close to his heart.
Based off a true story, which also was partly due to his, or largely due to his Daily Show interview that he did with this guy, involved with, not entirely because of, but
no, I wouldn't say. Yeah.
I guess that's more of a connection.
That basically the Iranian government saw an opportunity to alternative facts, and it had to do with The Daily Show.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Well, Chloe, I'm guessing you had seen this prior.
Oh, Henry, I saw this like the first day yes.
Really?
Yes. I saw this movie for the first time, like when it was, because again, I doubt this will surprise anyone, but my family cares about no one they don't know more than, well, maybe Zadie Bernie's first, but then Jon Stewart. 100. We love Jon Stewart. Like,
yeah, I do too.
Read all his books.
The thing is, I was telling my mom, if there's one voice, I know he's making movies, but if there's one voice I miss prominently, it's Jon Stewart.
I literally say that constant. Like,
yeah, like, and I was watching clips of his from the Daily Show this week, and like, I can't express how much I miss having him. Me too. There,
honest
and like,
to God.
And also the sad thing is, they would do all these clips. Like, there's a segment that I watched where it was called "Have We Hit Rock Bottom?" Yeah. And like, compared to everything now, it's like that was nothing. Which, not to say that stuff was bad, but like, it's crazy to see what a few years can do.
Also, just like, whatever. It's the truth. He had a segment called like, or he had tons of segments about Joe Biden being physically inappropriate,
right?
Like with kids and also just like women. I mean, it's not hard. There's lots of videos and stuff, but but that's the thing with Jon Stewart is he called it as he saw it, and we don't have enough of that. Like, I do not enjoy hating so many people. Like, it is not a pastime for me. I do not even I do not like gossip. Like, I do not enjoy, because it truly makes me upset. Like, but that's the thing about Jon Stewart is he truly has such a strong moral compass that he doesn't even question it. And that's also why he was so funny, because he's just the smartest. Because I think, he is one of my favorite. I remember this from, I haven't watched it in a while, but I'm pretty sure the interview he did right after he got back basically from imprisonment, they're both like, stupidity and hatred go really close together. Like, stupid people are evil and stupidity are very close together. And like, that's so true. And he's just like, we're just kind of missing that now in so many ways.
He was one of those voices, and for really for both sides, one of those voices of reason.
Exactly.
And like,
there was no sides with him. That's the point. There shouldn't be, nothing should be like partisan or bipartisan.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just like, there's good and then there's not good. And if you don't call it out, if you only call it out on the other side, then there's no difference. And he wasn't like that, which is probably my favorite thing about him.
While I do really appreciate and respect someone like Trevor Noah, who's doing the Daily Show now, it's still going back and watching those clips. It's a
totally different ball game. Like, John Oliver is for sure next up. Like, I
would agree
for sure. As far as voices I like, especially in the media, like here and which is so sad, but like, it makes sense. Like, again, I trash them. I guess I don't trash. I definitely don't trash the media. I mean, like, anything Comcast like MSNBC and CNN and Fox. Don't get me wrong, okay? Don't get me wrong. But look, we should all know that should not be the bar. We should all know that Fox News is terrible. Like, that is not who we're talking to. I doubt anyone who watches Fox News listens, okay? Like, we know, right? But like MSNBC.
No, we have a big listenership there.
True. Shout out. But like, people tell me I remind them of Sean Hannity, so 100%. Low joke.
Huh.
Low joke.
Okay.
If anything, it'd probably be Tucker Carlson, but also still a joke. But anyway, I hope. But anyway, yeah, like MSNBC's just as poisonous, and like that's the thing, and that's, you know, comedians tend to be the most reasonable people. It's unbelievable. Like for sure, and my dad even used to say it too, like, yeah, we get all our news from Comedy Central, so, you know, there you go. But yeah, Trevor Noah for sure. It's like so sad because I think, as you remember, talking about my deep love for comedians, especially of the British variety, that's just, you know, my like place where I've always found comfort and stuff, because it's like mine, just being real and everything. Especially in England, they're a lot more, you know, they're confusing as repressed as they are. They're very open about it, so it's very confusing. But anyway, Trevor Noah was he was in that, what's what I'm looking for? In that, circle for the word I can't think of. Like, he was on a bunch of, like, Would I Lie to You? Like, he was on all the panel shows and stuff. And I was like, Trevor Noah is the new, like, it's the Daily Show, right? And I was like, yes. But yes, it's true. He has disappointed me greatly. It's very unfortunate. And he's not the worst. Like, Hassan Minhaj is definitely way more my deal than Trevor Noah. But also, Hassan Minhaj, not that there's anything wrong with it, but the only letdown with that, his new show, is that obviously he talks about, like, big topic. Like, they're very important, but they're basically like, that's the cool history teacher we want, is Hassan Minhaj's show, as opposed to Trevor Noah's, like, the news, right? So it definitely doesn't work as a, you know what they say. That's like, don't use Hassan Minhaj's show as a meal replacement for Trevor Noah. But yeah, the one thing that really got me was during one of the, also, as we all know, I hope everyone knows this, I don't stand anyone more than Jabuki Young White. Like, he should be the one doing the Daily Show, but thank you, good night. Like, if Jabuki Young White ruled the world, I would be so happy. But no dictators. But anyway, what was I saying? Who knows? Oh yeah, but the one thing and then we'll get on. Henry, this is just, we should probably, what would be good for the podcast is if you and I just have conversations, like, not podcasts, so that I get my tea out, but also it wouldn't make a difference. But
no, I like it's all together.
You know, but am I coming off real Wasp Network plot over here? Maybe. But
no.
But anyway, the thing that really bothered me was Trevor Noah, that just like left the wrong taste. Like, compared to Jon Stewart's voice with Trevor Noah is during the what they call commercial, you know how he does those things on YouTube during the like commercial breaks with the audience, like there's a cute name for that, but I can't remember. But somebody asked him like who he would vote for in the primary, like if he could vote. Or no, who he would vote. It's now, to be fair, they should have said primary, but he said they said like, if you could vote, who would you vote for in the election? And he was like, who's ever against Donald Trump? And I was like, that's some weak sauce, because this was so long ago. Like, Jon Stewart would have been like, yeah, Bernie. Which I'm not pulling out of my tushy because, you know, fantasies. He has said that is who he voted for, so whatever. But
yeah,
no, it's just
but he's But talking about the movie, I saw it around the time it came out. I don't know exactly when, but I was a fan of it. I was very sad that he stopped doing the Daily Show and made movies instead. Yeah. But it's a pretty interesting story. And Chloe, if there's one word that was in my mind, timely.
Whoa.
Don't you love how timely this movie was? You know.
Yes, Henry.
But no, it really, in so many ways, it really speaks to so many ongoing issues, and it's a very...
May I say,
Please.
it speaks to how well done it is and was. Like, it's always been... Like, I remember watching it for the first time when I wasn't little, but, like, I was quite little, I guess, especially compared to just where I'm at now, you know? And it, like...
You're older.
I am older, you know? I've even died. That's how old I am. I've died and
that's
come
crazy.
back. So I've really lived some lives here, but, like, it's always affected me deeply kind of thing, you know what I mean? You're just kind of in awe or something like that. It just, you know, it puts you in that place. But this time I straight up had which might be why I'm so manic right now, straight up it like put me in a panic attack when I was watching it. Like really, really, and I'm still probably in it just because it's so, God. Like, as we've discussed, the word timely is obnoxious because these things are going on all around you. It's just if you're not paying attention, then they're not there. Like, if you have that privilege. But watching this, it was just like, oh, God. It was like the reminder that I did not need that, like, America, like, where we live can, like, a lot of the world is way worse. And it's not anyway, it reminded us of why it's so important to stand and fight and dedicate our time and energy to what we believe in and the goodness of the world, because the alternative is extremely real and happening. And you can't help anyone else if you don't help yourself. So basically, let's just make the whole, world peace. Call me Miss America, please. Miss Universe, whichever one says world peace. All of them? I don't know. Miss Congeniality. Call me Sandra Bullock. Can you imagine me in one of those?
I would watch that show. But
if I infiltrate, because I'm very good at
you'd be like Sacha Baron Cohen.
Exactly.
Recently.
I genuinely could infiltrate very well. I can be,
I bet.
when I feel like putting energy into it, I can 100%. Yeah, that'd be something.
Yeah.
That would be.
That'd be a good show. That'd be a good Netflix original. I don't know.
I don't know either.
You have time to think on it. But
That's sad.
No, and talking about Gail
I can wiggle
Garcia.
my eyes for everyone.
Yeah, that's a pretty good talent. I haven't seen. Yeah,
my eyebrows.
Many people haven't seen that.
I could love that.
Yeah,
do the worm with my eyebrows.
It's pretty good, actually. Oh yeah, I saw it. The story is, I liked it when it first came out, but as you said, it did have a bigger impact on rewatch, and Gael Garcia Bernal, and even his performance in Wasp Network, he's just very subdued and natural, which I like. He's not showy, and he has a very earnest way about him, which I really like. And I think he carries the movie very well. And I think the other performances are quite good, but it's very easy for a film, as we've talked about before, for a film dealing mostly with confinement to be really boring. Yeah. Like, it's very easy for that to be executed poorly, but for the most part, I think John...
Or, so over the top, obnoxiously over the top.
Yeah, but for the most part, I think Jon Stewart tells the story very well, and I think we talk about a lot, it's just presenting discussion, and presenting important ideas, and it's not a in-your-face didactic story. It's presenting this very important, very real story, and you take a lot from it. Yeah. And without, as we love, Chloe, without doing very much, in terms of style. Not to say that the film doesn't have style, but it's not injecting false.
Exactly. 'Cause it doesn't need to, Yeah. When you have enough conviction, you don't need to stand on anything else. That's the thing. The source material is obviously very if you or anyone else hasn't read the book, I do urge you to do so.
I haven't.
You have?
I haven't.
You should. It's incredible. Oh, if I can find it, I'll give it to you, but I might give it to somebody else. That's the thing. That's like, you know how people are with pens, where it's like, I just keep, well, also I, work at a pen store sometimes, so people always come in and are like, people just borrow my pens, or I give them a pen, I never get that pen back. And people go to weird lengths to get their pens back, honestly. They've told me some stories, but yeah.
Yeah, I just give them away like candy.
Like gum. Sorry. That was cruel of me.
Yeah.
I apologize, Henry.
Why was that cruel?
Because the story about the gum, when you gave her gum
Oh, yeah.
in exchange for her affection. But
that didn't register.
okay. Henry, I
but
think
no, it's okay.
clock hand just fell behind you. What was I saying? I was literally in the middle of a sentence. I'm so
I don't
sorry.
know. Now, in terms of the direction, a few nitpicks. I do find
Watch it.
parts of the story before he gets imprisoned.
No, that's my favorite part.
No. I mean, I'm not saying I'm not hating on it. I do find at times the direction itself to be a bit wooden. Like I don't know if like some of the editing feels a bit stiff, which at times hurts the pacing. I think a little bit.
I thought it matched really well with the like it wasn't shaky cam. Because I'm over that, but it
Sure.
felt. I feel like it felt very handheld.
Yeah, I would agree. And also, I didn't really like the hashtag graphics. I didn't really like that all that much. Where it's like doing the hashtag Iran, hashtag this, hashtag that, and it's like,
yeah,
I didn't love that. That felt a bit film schooly to me.
Okay, that's fair enough. I think now it feels kind of dated for sure, but if you think about when it was being made, which I feel like, and I know that I can be a little, I really can be a little protective if I like something, but so I hope that's not what I'm doing. But like it was around the time of Egypt and Gaddafi and all that, which was basically a revolution by means of Twitter, which was very impressive, that kind of thing. And like we were saying, the movie isn't over the top in any way, but like, again, like I talked about for way too long, probably at nauseum, like Penelope Cruz, he like, Jon Stewart like knows where he stands. And because of that, he like, okay, yes, this is it. So I feel like, and that's very apparent in this movie, right? Like about, the election and stuff like that. But the reason I bring it up is I feel like he isn't doing this. He didn't do this film by any means in an objective way, and not just because it had to do with his life, right? Like in a minor way, but it definitely had to do with his life, right? But he was doing it for, so how do I say this? Basically, I feel like the hashtag thing, as kind of silly as it looked, I feel like this movie in a lot of ways kind of like I feel like that was a little like textbook moment. Like I feel like he was like, hey guys, this is a very useful tool, which was something that I kept me from getting an asthma attack during watching it with my. Honestly, I was so anxious watching it, but I was like, yeah. Like, like he kind of, I was like, yeah, the reason that they fight so hard to keep things from the people is because once they have it, you can't take it away, right? Which is like a big thing. And I didn't make that up. Like that's a big thing. So that was definitely helpful to remember. And it was like the movie, it's a very hopeful movie, and it reminds you that, this bad stuff, the arc of time bends toward justice. Like you can't hold the people down. Okay. But, so there were a lot of good reminders like that. And I think that was the idea with the hashtag thing for sure. It genuinely didn't bother me, but I get it for sure.
Yeah. And it's not at all a big deal. It's just that like, especially being his first movie, it feels like he's trying a little too hard,
Yeah.
But again, that's a very small part of the film. So otherwise, I really like both the relationship and the performance by the interrogator.
Oh, it's so good.
That's very, very, very interesting and very thought provoking and
sympathetic as well.
Yeah.
And realistic, which is again, what I love about him. Because again, he ain't trying, but it's just the truth. So it's there in the movie, like, and in the book. To be fair, like, obviously he's an amazing man to be so understanding and hopeful, and carrying on with life in such a beautiful way. Like, he just spends his time trying to bring focus to the day after all the interviews he did right after he got out. He wasn't like, oh, what was me or anything like that. Like, he was like, there are still a lot of imprisoned people for reasons that are just crazy ridiculous, because that's the other thing with the story, like Stranger Than Fiction. Like, it is wild that he got but also the thing was, like, obviously it was because he was filming stuff. They didn't think he was a spy. Like, okay, like, that's a thing.
Yeah.
But so it goes. But the interrogator probably thought he was a spy, But yeah, they just, again, that's the whole idea with, like, stupidity and evil. Like, my favorite part of the movie was the conversation about the the massage addiction.
I was going to bring that up. Yeah, that's great. It's great.
Oh my God, that was just so the best. And also, I like that the movie, because it's part of a really important part of resilience, is like being able to, and also, like we say, comedy is a really good mechanism for allowing people to feel more, because it's a little bit of a release. So, like, this movie definitely affords you chances to, like, be able to breathe without feeling guilty for it, like that moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And it does create a pretty interesting character conflict of him at a certain point, weighing the pros and cons of being like, okay, should I just go ahead and admit, even though I'm not a spy, to being a spy? What would that do, as opposed to me sticking it out and continuing to deny it, which of course is the truth.
And also, like, his family, like his father and his sister, fell victim to the government because they, believed in a liberal democracy and, basically just human rights. So I'm sure that was he did in the book. He talks about a lot, like, in the back of his mind and everything too. So it's like, okay, so, and he talked about it too in the book and stuff. Like, if I remember correctly, he thought he was going to be in there like, okay, I'll probably be in here like 3 or 4 days, whatever, and then they'll let me go. But the cognitive dissonance, along with what you were saying with values, is also like the outcome is unknown. Like, 3 or 4 days was like the usual for that kind of thing, which is still crazy, but like, whatever. But then also, like, literally his family was torn apart by the similar actions.
Yeah.
And for values that he obviously does hold, like, he just, goes.
Yeah. And also one interesting thing is, I guess I don't know what to call it, but the interpretation of a different world where the interrogator is asking him, where's Anton Chekhov?
Oh,
and he's like,
gosh.
Why is he an interest of yours on Facebook? Like, it's little things, like little nuggets, if you will.
It wasn't even that. He was
so
like, who's Chekhov? And he was like, you mean Anton Chekhov, the playwright? And he was like,
oh, yeah.
Who's that? And he's like, playwright. And he was like, well, then why are you, whatever? Which again, I think goes to, there's like a micro and a macro version. So, like, the micro version is the sympathy aspect again, which I appreciate them for putting in, which is like, this guy's obviously, like, has not really had a chance. Like, he's ignorant, like, he's stupid because of ignorance forced upon him, and then evil because of that ignorance. Like, he doesn't know anything about the world, And then, of course, when they're going through his stuff, and he's like, pornography, Jew, pornography, like that kind of stuff. It's like, like, obviously that's instilled, right? Not that makes it right by any means, because everyone has, they've been gifted, mind, body, and soul of their own. So, like, everyone has the opportunity to grow. So I don't give full I'm a little less than generous in regards to that, I think, usually. But,
one thing on that, it works as both comedy, but also discussion is it's very quick, but where you're talking about where they're saying, is this porn, et cetera. And they showed the Rolling Stone, I think it is, magazine of Megan Fox.
Esquire.
And he's like, is this pornography?
Yeah.
And he goes,
Could be.
Yeah. And it's like, I mean, it's like a picture of almost like nude Megan Fox on the cover of this mainstream magazine. It's like, you could interpret it as that in a way.
And it also just shows his honesty. Like, he really is.
Yeah.
But, it's a lot. But then so that's like the micro version of the interrogators, the micro version of the importance of media and the lack of it or the filtering of it causes ignorance, which then can, lead to evil and hatred and such. But then the macro level, of course, they're talking about, the whole movie really focuses on, they have in a lot of the world, obviously like China and everything, controlled, if any, internet access and propaganda, just like it's all totally filtered. So I think I liked the way that they showed that on a personal level, and then they showed it on the big level with like the satellites and stuff. And then of course the end is very touching and poignant and simple and true. So yeah, just overall, I think a very informative, caring, kind, well put together, eloquent movie.
I agree.
And I think it's very well executed as far as, obviously we all know that I love Gael Garcia Bernal, so no hiding that.
And he's very good at it.
He's so good. Also, like, the weird thing about him, he's such a good, actually this is kind of a lot of my favorite actors now I think about it, but like, he's so good because he's so subtle and you can tell that like he feels it deep in his bones, like he really does. And then it's so funny because, and it goes with it, I think, like the reason that I think he misstepped being a part of Wasp Network is because he's like too pure for this world. I feel like he's too good, and it kind of like comes through in his personality, which is why he can feel so deeply, but why naturally he's just kind of like like he's happy, like he's just like very bubbly, I guess, for lack of a better word. Which I'm just like upset. I like that. That's how he is off screen, and then on screen he's like chill, which is I feel like the opposite of usual. I'm like, love it.
And although she's not in the movie that much, I really like Golshifteh Farahani, who's in Patterson.
So good.
I really, really like her. I actually just rewatched Patterson last night, and she's so good in it.
She's amazing.
And she's a really great actress.
Feels it. The whole movie is just like fire in the belly. Everybody in the movie, I feel like. Man, and I love the, I don't know if depiction or artistic license or whatever the best way to put it, but like the father relationship is beautiful, and there's a lot of the ideas or imagery of what I personally really like, because it's like what I find hopeful is like the generational, like I talk about a lot, like gets better step by step generate, and he leaves the writing on the wall, like, that kind of thing. It's just beauteous. I also like it because it's realistic. Like sometimes, like things do be sucking. Like no ifs, ands, or buts. But
it's true.
But if you got love in your life, then that's beautiful. And if you stand for something, those are like the two things, So, so good. I just think it's so well put together.
Okay.
I love him.
Yeah.
I love Jon Stewart.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. It's just like crazy. To be a lot less eloquent. Just the whole deal is wild.
Yeah.
Oh my God. What the heck? So weird. A spy?
All right.
You're tripping. But again, they didn't really think that, but just wild. Wild. I'm happy he got out. God.
Yeah, me too.
Oh.
All right. Well, out of 5? I'll go 4.5.
Okay. Okay. So I give it. Have you ever had it where like like my sister used to like dry flowers a lot, like in books? You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so I gave it like when you see one of those, when you open it, like, because again, she used to like do it in books a lot. So like you open a book and like, oh, there's the flower, right? And you were like, weren't expecting it because she just like left them in books. So I guess she forgot about them because, you know, that's how she'd be. So just left them there. And then for like a second, you have that like olfactory thing where you can like smell what the flower smells like under, in its former state. You know, like you remember, like, cause if you see like if it was like a rose, this happened a lot in my childhood, then you could for a second, like, you got the smell of the rose was recalled, the fragrance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. I like it.
Oh, Rosewater. Shoot.
Well. All right. Well, let's get on with it.
Yes, please.
Touch.
But can I say it's a beautiful film, and I think everybody should watch it. But maybe not right now. If I remind you of you, first of all, wowza, you must be going.
Wow.
I'm sorry a little bit, but also maybe don't quite right now.
Hold on.
Okay, like his little BFF, who was basically going for the Iranian Bernie, and obviously he was gonna win, and then he didn't. And I said, this is just too close to home for me right now.
Yeah.
Don't at me. Look at the exit polls versus the results. They are wild, especially like the UN's guidelines say that our election, the primary election, has been totally fraudulent. But guess what? The freaking country has to file what? Oh my God, that's some dumb. That is some dumb.
Chloe, it's all that mail-in voting.
Oh,
you know?
Dear Lord.
Okay, well, yeah, let's touch on some news.
Let's touch it.
So we can touch on
the
passing of Carl
so sad.
Reiner. Yeah, a legendary actor and comedian.
You know, I love the Dick Van Dyke Show with all my heart and soul.
He's great. Oh yeah, it's great. But yeah, he passed away at 98.
So sweet. Such a sweet man.
I remember him from the Oceans movies, the Oceans trilogy, the Parks.
Was he in those?
Oh yeah, Parks and Rec. He had a little, hilarious role. So he will be missed.
He's a comedy legend, man. Also, sending my love to Mel Brooks today. Today's probably hard for you, my guy. And I love Mel Brooks. Dang.
Yeah. And then moving on, we also, as we talked about, the Margot Robbie is now attached.
I love that.
Margot Robbie.
Wow, look at you being a little local news reporter over here.
Yeah. She has been officially cast in the upcoming female-led
Is
Pirates
she like
of
the new
Caribbean.
Jack Sparrow?
A little bit. And
her hair's going to be amazing.
It is going to be scripted by the Birds of Prey screenwriter.
Yeah, that's going to be cool.
Yeah. And so this little report here from the Hollywood Reporter, okay, it says, while plot details are being kept in Davy Jones's locker,
vomit.
the project in early development, really strong writing there, is not intended to be a spin-off of the long-running franchise that had Jack Sparrow at its
simply wants
center.
to bank off of the name.
Yeah, but rather a wholly original story with new characters under the Pirates moniker, itself inspired by the long-running attraction at Disneyland.
What? Okay,
Yeah.
plot twist. I've actually done that ride thing. That one time I went to, no, I've been there twice, but when we went to visit Allie in Disney World, we did the Pirates of the Caribbean. That thing was not fun. You cannot make a movie out of that. Nah.
Yeah. They made 5.
Not out of the ride. Which was first?
I don't. Oh, the movies came later.
After the ride? Wow,
Yeah.
that's a big imagination. Because that ride, I'm sorry, I know Allison listens
Gore,
to this.
man.
Look, Allison, you're perfect.
He did it.
But
Gore blew everybody's
that's
minds.
shocking to me.
Yeah. And then also in the report here, it says the new project is said to be separate from the already announced reboot of the popular franchise.
Henry,
So-
I feel sick.
So it looks like there's going to be two.
Call me seasick.
One possibly with
just
Jack
as bad as
Sparrow.
that
I don't know, but there will be one with Margot Robbie in the lead. And hey, I'm a big Pirates head. I'll watch whatever they make. So I
used to live off USA as a child. The channel, obviously. Also the country, I guess, because we had Medicaid. But in any case, do you know how many times I saw Orlando Bloom walking through that little jail? A lot. I saw the first bit a ton. And the two dudes who were like the comic relief or whatever and the thing, and I just got Mackenzie, whatever, and I just got so bored. And
I love the original trilogy.
I'm sorry, Henry.
No.
And the cage.
No.
Look, I've seen the same three. Also, okay, I will tell you. I remember it really rubbed me the wrong way when he was on the island and they were, again, I'm sorry. I know I'm obnoxious, okay? But God, if society fixes itself, then I won't be so annoying. But it really rubbed me the wrong way how they treated like the indigenous peoples or whatever, as it were. Obviously they're fictitious, but like the whole, like the tribal makeup bothered me. And then the whole like cannibal angle thing bothered me and the baskets. And I was like, this ain't for me, Cap. And I clicked away.
Literally, because of
There we
Cap.
go. I said I'll come back when you start playing Monk or something like that, but
Right.
But
yeah,
so I'm sorry.
keep an eye out for that, because that's okay. And then lastly, there is a official reboot coming of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This is not going to be connected to the Michael Bay produced Megan Fox starring films. It's going to be done by Nickelodeon Animation, and it's going to be their first ever CG theatrical production. And it is going to be produced partly by Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg, who have, of course, worked on a countless number of projects together. Like
Sausage Party.
This Is the End, and many others.
I'm almost down. I have zero.
I'm going to see it.
It'll take me. Well, I know you are. It'll take me 9 minutes to name all the. There are four of them, right? Donatello, Leonardo, Michelangelo. Okay, all the Christian ones, and Raphael. Yeah. Great. All the anti-Semitic painters. We love it. Actually, Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah.
God, I'm so cultured. Leonardo DiCaprio. That's right. No, we all love Leonardo da Vinci, so no shade over there. But people think he was narcoleptic. So, joke's on you. And had Asperger's. So he's a real the Strausses, if he turns out to be a Jew, the Strausses came right from him. Wow. That wouldn't surprise you, would it?
No. But
but
I'm not.
can I say? No, you say.
Oh, please. I was just going to say I'm not a massive turtle head. I have
no,
seen
not
all the
turtle
movies.
head. We can do better than that. Shell helmet.
It's turtle head. That's not
weird.
Good.
Is that something else?
I hear turtle head. That's what I hear people saying.
No, I don't like that.
Oh well, yeah. But yeah, I have seen all the movies, but I never really was big into them as a kid. I only saw them funnily.
Yeah, funnily.
When I was older, I missed out when I was younger.
That adds up to me. I feel like you were a real big Scooby-Doo kid. I'm sure we've talked about this, but
I was. I was a big original Scooby-Doo and a big Gundam Wing.
Oh,
fan.
what?
Gundam Wing, the Japanese, like kind of Transformers style.
Never heard of it, but word.
It was great.
Okay.
It was awesome.
Again, Cyber Chase over here, so that's and Time Warp Trio, so naturally.
Yeah. Now, I guess since it is being done by Nickelodeon Animation,
I'm here for I'm here for Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
I never grew up on Disney, okay, but I'm here for Nickelodeon. I love Fairly Odd Parents.
Yeah.
Jimmy Neutron, all that.
Yeah. Since it is being done by them, I'm sure the typical like R-rated raunchiness of Evan Goldberg and Seth Rogen will
But
not
that's what
be
I
there.
think could make it work. That's the only version
I agree.
see.
I agree. I like their
Yo, they might.
R-rated.
Nick and Knight.
Yeah, maybe. I like their raunchier stuff, but I think this could be a really fun
Rugrats.
new avenue.
God,
Yeah.
I loved Nickelodeon when I was little. Gemma took me to see the Wild Thornberrys meet the Rugrats, I think. It was, yeah. Wild Thornberrys meet the Rugrats in theaters. Scratch and Sniff. It was this 4D. It's
Nice.
Scratch and Sniff. And we're the only ones in the theater. And I swear to you, that was one of the best experiences of my life.
Wow.
It was a great memory. Hashtag Regal Timberline. See, not to fear Henry, they've always been empty. But they're making
Oh, yeah.
it.
Yeah, I don't doubt it.
Dang. I could get into that if it was, I mean, I to be honest, I don't think I would ever get into it, but I could really see it being good if it was like we say, like classic Rogen Greenberg deal.
Yeah.
But Gemma loved Ninja Turtles growing up. Like that was her.
Really?
She loved the Ninja Turtles. Yes. The only relation I have to the Ninja Turtles I love is around Carbro. People put some amazing person put like a help wanted or whatever little posters on what do you call those things on the ground? I'm so bougie. What do you call those? Yeah. The things, the holes.
The holes.
What is wrong with me? Oh my God.
Oh, the sewer
Yeah,
things?
people put posters on them like they were the Ninja Turtles in Carbro,
Nice.
and I love seeing those.
Yeah.
That's all I got though.
That's great. All right, well, that's about it for news. So I guess we can move on, get to our listener questions. So the filmbudspodcast@gmail.com is where you can reach us at. Also Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at FilmBuds.
Please rate us.
Yeah, rate the show if you haven't yet. Review, write stuff. We'd love to see that. This one comes from Steve Close.
That's a cool name.
It is a cool name.
His name is Steven. He's close to us.
Well, Close is capitalized.
Then he's really close. Or maybe he's related to Glenn.
That would be
Glenn Close.
I would think he would mention that being a movie podcast, but hey, maybe he wants to keep
He'd be so
his
over it. So,
Yeah.
Yes. Like on Queer Eye, one of them happened to. He was very sweet. One of the guys on Queer Eye one of the guys, one of the heroes, as they say, happened to be. Oh shoot, who was it? Like Macy Gray's brother or something. I don't think it was Macy Gray, but that was a twist.
Well, Steve Close says, "Dear Film Buds podcast,
Hello.
for years now, something about streaming services
Rub you the
has
wrong
really
way?
puzzled me.
Me too, buddy.
Yeah, for many reasons. It's okay if you are also in the gray area here, but what in the heck is the difference between quote unquote popular movies and quote unquote trending now
Honestly,
movies?
What in the heck?
They seem the same and are often mixed up of the same choices.
Yes.
Wondered your thoughts.
Okay.
Well,
I have so many thoughts.
Steve Close, I am in the jailhouse with you.
No.
Is that the
Absolutely
same?
not. On that train.
What do you say if you're in this? You're on the same boat and the same
boat.
train. I like trains.
Basically,
so I'm on the same.
Basically, transportation, certainly not something where transportation is impossible. So it's definitely not jail. Yeah.
Yeah. You could be in the same jail cell together.
But you're not moving anywhere. That's not a thing.
I don't think you need to be moving.
You do.
You don't need to be mobile.
Same train, same boat.
Okay. Well, I'm in that vehicle with you. I see this. It really bugs me because we have, as we talked about at the very beginning, on Netflix in particular, we have trending now and popular categories, all of which have pretty much the same thing as you said, Steve Close. And then we also have the recently added and the new releases. Yeah. and the top 10. So, but new releases, there are often
and they're not new.
That's
in the
the
course
thing.
of the universe.
It's like
very new.
It's like, okay, let's say we had Rosewater. Let's say Rosewater was they could put that in the new releases, but it's not a new release. So why not just put it in the recently added category, which
Henry.
You also have?
That's the thing, Henry, because sometimes they're not even recently added. I have also been bothered by this, Steve Close.
Yeah,
very much.
What are they doing? Who is doing this? Who's choosing?
This is what I'm saying. I hate to.
It's a disaster.
That's a movie. Anyway.
It's a disaster?
Yeah. Anyway.
Haven't seen it.
What is it? It's telling me to stand up again. Oh my God.
Oop, you're sitting.
I mean, fair enough, but whatever. Anyway. What?
Drives me crazy.
That's a movie too. Anyway.
That one is, yeah.
I miss Blockbuster, dang. Anyway, I think that I know all these names of movies I haven't seen, but that's just because of Blockbuster, so shout out. But anyway, no, I hate to be like that conspiracy theorist over here, but I really think it's just all advertising, or their algorithm sucks. But I don't think it does.
I think
you think their algorithm just straight up sucks?
I'm betting on the algorithm. If the YouTube algorithm is still really bad, I could see Netflix being that.
Is the YouTube algorithm bad?
Oh yeah.
No, I'm being conspiracy theory over here again. With the YouTube algorithm is totally conspiracy theory. Like they're just no. Look, our situation is better than Iran. I'll give you that, but still.
No, but in terms of what pops up and what doesn't. Yeah,
I know. But
it's wild.
Yeah, the Netflix one's crazy. I mean, of course, happy Pride. Oh no. Well, whatever. Every month is Pride Month on the Film Buds, okay? If I may, Henry. Yeah.
You may.
But
I agree.
Thank goodness the screwiness of Netflix or the lack of proficiency gave us the gay icon who is the Babadook. So you can't be that mad.
That was funny.
But it is extremely annoying. Steve, if I may anger you further, my biggest pet peeve, and I've said this before, is 100% when it recommends to you things that you have watched. You have not only watched them, you have thumbs upped them. You've watched it. Don't recommend it to me again, okay? This used to be my favorite thing, as I've said, about Hulu. Hulu just has a special place in my heart from its original days when it was like also the Criterion collection. Like we were ground floor Hulu. Not to brag, but like it used to be so good. And part of that was you could see everything. Like it showed you like $1 budget movies, $1 trillion budget movies, like everything. And I really found some of my favorite, like A Bag of Hammers. That's a great movie. No one's heard of that. Okay. In a Day. Great movie. No one's heard of that. Hulu, thank you. But also now you're making your original freaking teenage soap opera content. I'm like, can we not?
Yeah, they're partnered up with Blumhouse and they do like Blumhouse
what the heck?
TV movies.
What is going on? Oh, look, I love that word that everyone always says in shows with workplace synergy. But enough.
Yeah, it's Netflix, get it together. That's all I can say.
Yeah, I don't know what their deal is. Is Netflix the one with the funny summaries? I think so. Or they used to. Yeah, because that was a job, summary writer for Netflix. Yeah. They're fun. So those are funny, but I would rather have, like you say, Steve, some variety. Don't gaslight us like that. I agree. What are the two he specified? New release?
There's trending now. Popular. And popular.
My guess, if we're going to be serial about this, is that trending now would be like popular within the last week versus popular would just be, maybe it goes by thumbs ups. I don't know.
Could be.
Regardless.
But
I don't even care. Why do I care? Look, if something's in the top 10, I'm probably going to avoid it because it's those dumb shows like,
The Floor is Lava.
What the heck? I couldn't believe it. I said, guys, why would you watch this when you can it's literally the one thing, basically, hopefully I'm not being unthoughtful here, but like I feel like the vast majority of people can actually do that while staying quarantined. Like, just play that game. I don't know why you're watching. I mean, I haven't seen it, but I'm assuming it's literally like a game show of that game.
Yeah.
It's like go watch the parkour episode of The Office, get inspired, and do your own floor is lava, okay? Your grand prize is, I don't know, getting to go to sleep or something. But like,
that's a good prize.
I just don't get it.
I win every night.
I'm proud of you, buddy. I wish I was less of a winner.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. That's a good point.
You. But
you're overachieving.
That's right. But Henry, I have so much crazy stuff to tell you actually, but not really. Not really. Not in practice, just like if we're gonna get all like, we'll save it for later. Okay. Ask me to tell you how narcolepsy relates to the Torah next podcast. It's very interesting, actually.
I can't wait. That's a little teaser for next week.
Yes.
But
yeah, it's all stupid and like a dating shit. Like I'm surprised they haven't done like a Fear Factor dating show yet. Like I feel like that they will. But like all the like if it's in the and I hate that. Once Steve, look, buddy, I'm with you. The day I'm hoping and looking forward to is the day where the top 10 in the US shows are all shows that I want to watch. Or like 13th or something. Because that's apparently the go-to. Yeah. You watch 13th and you're cleansed of all sin. So that's great. Not you personally, Steve. I apologize if that was misconstrued as such.
That's in the synopsis.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, God. Not that you shouldn't watch it, but,
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks so much for the email.
Steve, let us...
Very kind.
Steve, do me a favor. I would love if you gave us Steve's top 10 on Netflix. Okay. A little replacement.
Yeah.
Top 10 in Steve world. I hope it's all floors lava.
What's going on in Steve world? But again, the Film Buds podcast at gmail.com is where he can reach us at.
Yeah. HUU. And hit us up. Except it's actually HHU. Hit him up. As in you, Henry. Oh, or just hit Henry up. More specific.
Whatever you want to do. It's fine. Whatever is, tomato.
Tomato.
What do you say?
Tomato, potato is what I say usually.
Tomato, potato, whatever works for you. All right, well, let's end off with our picks of the week. I have a little handful of things. Chloe, you want to go or shall I?
I should probably go. I have a shallow slew, as in I have remembered some of the things I forgot last time, but I've also watched new things, some of which I'm sure I've forgotten as well. But the most interesting one, I would say, as it were, again, like pride and everything, but also like the right way to go about things. So yes, I did watch all of Love, Victor in like one span, basically, like a couple of days. Love, Victor is the Hulu produced spin-off. Spin-off, because the same universe, I guess. Spin-off of Love, Simon, the movie version of a book by Becky Albertini, starring Nick Robinson, as we all know. So we love Nick Robinson, even though he's quite confusing as an actor, but that's fine. He's got great hair. So anyway, Henry's thinking that one over. But anyway, so Love, Victor is spinoff, and I certainly did enjoy it for what it was. Like, it's definitely like, they're young adult books, but every now and then, the world be crazy. Okay. I was like, just give me some goodness here. Okay. So,
yeah.
Anyway, so I watched it and I was very happy about it because, as people rightfully pointed out, when Love, Simon came out, like, it's very like, bruh, you have the easiest version of this less than easy situation, I guess. Like, he was a very, my biggest thing, because I guess I'm a salty butt, is like, I hope that was this episode I made that, right? Yeah, okay, great. Trying to bring it back.
Was that off air?
Well, if it was, then here we are. But in any case, I hate, it really irritates me when it's like everyone is so rich that they can focus on their other stuff. You know what I mean? And it's never acknowledged that they live in these huge bomb ass, whatever, right? Okay, very irritating. So, and then also, of course, he's like white and his parents are extremely understanding and liberal and so on and so forth kind of thing, all that stuff, right? And so this show is written and produced by the same two who did the movie. And they basically heard the feedback and were like, we're gonna fix it. Okay. But love Victor. So they don't pretend like they didn't make love Simon. Simon is a character and Bran are both characters in this show, which is very cool, but they're definitely, which again is why I called it a spin-off, because it's all the same universe. It's the same school and everything, whatever. But
it's a cinematic universe.
Exactly. That's the kind of, I want a gay cinematic universe. That sounds great.
The love cinematic universe.
Look at you. Love is love cinematic universe 2020. Oh gosh. I'm only laughing because the bar's so low, guys. We shouldn't be excited that that now people who are in love can get married. That's ridiculous. I mean, I'm not mad at it, but I'm not joyous over it. It should just be the way it is. That's duh.
Yeah.
Which is kind of my thing with the TV show. So I really appreciate the way it's done, in which it addresses the flaws of what was supposed to be a depiction of and a hopeful story for that coming of age story, I guess, a more realistic one, right? So Victor and Simon literally have a correspondence, which I thought was very creative, where Victor's yeah, well, it was really easy for you, bruh, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And Simon is a very good ally. It's a very good show don't tell of which again, meta, because they went back and kind of worked on their errors without being defensive and without ignoring that. They didn't just redo it in a way that was more, resonated with more people, and was more realistic. They did. So I really admire them for doing such a good job. And again, that isn't the storyline by any means, which is also very good. They just improved and integrated what they needed to into their story, a story they're passionate about, very well.
Yeah.
Into what is a cute, well done, teen love, whatever, coming of age little show.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I have a few rewatches I'll burn through. I did rewatch 1917.
Nice.
Chloe, you heard it on the show. I said I wanted to.
I've heard that many times. I'm happy for you, buddy.
I did it. I said, Henry, it's time. But I liked it even more this time around.
Did you watch it at 7:17 p.m.?
Shoots the heck out of this thing.
Of course.
Shoots the heck out of it. Just amazing.
My favorite part is the little meteor.
Yeah.
There are so many good. Yeah, it is really beautifully done. Because you can just see it. And it's so beautiful.
I love the Dane DeHaan doppelganger. He's great.
Woo! Yeah.
Great performance. And then I did rewatch The Adventures of Tintin, which is on Amazon Prime by Steven Spielberg, which I still really like. It's just very charming and fun.
I love it. I grew up on Tintin, but I have not watched the movie.
Oh yeah.
Same with Paddington.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. And then next, before any of you jokesters say, "Oh, did you watch that with your unborn son?" No, I didn't. I watched the Da Vinci Code Extended Cut.
No, you did not.
I did.
Oh,
I said, Henry, you have time to kill. You're very fortunate to have that.
Love it. Less wasted on sucky movies. Perfect.
Yeah. Now, I am a big average fan of these movies. They're all about 2.5. They're all at about 2.5, 3
It's
stars.
really it's really a movie for like normal flavor cake lovers, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah. If you're a normal flavor guy or woman.
No, only guy.
They're movies that are not very good, any of them, but I still
He
like
was
them.
just in the news.
At about the 2.5, who, Tom Hanks?
No, certainly not for this.
Ronnie
headline.
Howard?
No, certainly not. Dan, what's his name? Dan
Brown?
Yes, for his sexual escapades.
Jesus.
I said,
All right, well, that's
great.
that.
He's like the version of Ian Fleming nobody asked for.
Wait.
Nobody.
Wait, sexual escapades, like just him being wild or him actually doing
you
bad
think
things?
I read it? No.
Oh, why? I didn't want to badmouth him. I don't want to compare.
I'm not bad mouthing. Look, live your best life as long as you're not, a rapist who's running for president.
Brett Ratner.
Yeah. Or Brett Ratner.
Or Bryan Singer.
Sure. Basically, yeah.
Oh, and also about that X-Men discussion we had, I completely forgot about Simon Kinberg, who directed the last movie. Sorry, Bob, if you're listening. I did not mean to exclude you.
You did him dirty.
Sorry about.
Dang.
Yeah. Anyhow,
time
this
will tell,
movie.
but let's hope he doesn't.
Maybe
he doesn't join that club.
But now this first movie, it's already 2.5 hours. The original, the extended. God knows why they had more content.
I think I don't know. I haven't seen them, but I think it's Jesus-y, right? Yeah, that was funny. I'll take it. They are.
This one is
Mary Magdalene and stuff. Okay.
It's 5 minutes under 3 hours. Probably the longest film ever made.
I mean, no, but yeah.
Along with The Goldfinch. But no, it's not amazing. Don't really like it all that much.
Don't. It's bad for your brain. Okay.
But as we've talked about many times before,
watch National Treasure next time. Okay. Honest to God,
I love National Treasure.
Instead of watching Da Vinci Code, please watch National Treasure.
Yeah.
Even though it has John Voight. What can you do? Nothing's perfect, but
true. But as I've said, I love airport bookstore novels. I just love this kind of book. And now the movies are not amazing. I have to say that.
I saw part of one of them in Spanish on a bus once.
Huh.
Yeah. But, suffice to say, I wasn't really paying attention. I don't speak Spanish. The subtitles were in Spanish. Huh. Where was I? I have no idea.
Don't know.
I have no idea.
But now
kind of unnerving.
For new releases, I watched The Gentleman, directed by Guy Ritchie. And if you have not checked out our Guy Ritchie bonus show, thefilmbuds.bandcamp.com is where you can check that out. I and Jacob number 1 talked about all Guy Ritchie movies leading up to this one. So check that out.
I'm glad you finally saw it, The Gentleman, Henry.
Yeah. As I mentioned when we were talking about the trailer, I was very hesitant. I was like, this just looks like recycled Guy Ritchie.
Whereas
I love Guy Ritchie.
Was pumped.
Yeah, I was like, I love Guy Ritchie, but I was like, after King Arthur, which is, of course, the best film ever produced, I was like, are you just going back to the same old stuff?
Whereas I am a closet Ritchie guy. I secretly love Guy Ritchie, as we know.
Yeah, and I mean, I'll see whatever he does. It's just that I was worried at first. But as I was texting with Chloe, I thought it was one of the most entertaining, fun movies I've seen.
Well done.
And the script is so layered.
Yeah.
The storytelling is so well done. And the cast, like everybody, is fantastic, I think.
Could be more
and
diverse, of course, but very, very good. Other than that.
What's up?
I said could be more diverse, of course. Worth noting.
Yes.
No reason for it
sure.
not to be.
Yeah. But Hugh Grant, amazing.
Oh,
he's just enjoying himself so much.
God. Also Charlie Hunnam, always.
Charlie Hunnam is so
underrated.
funny in this. Yeah.
He really is.
And one thing that I think I talked about on the Guy Ritchie show, I love Guy Ritchie's humor.
Me too.
I find his movies
it's like
so
just
funny.
Stupid enough.
Yeah. And so I really enjoyed it. It's one of my favorites of the year so far.
It just looks so good.
Yeah, it does. I'm sorry I ever doubted you guys.
You should be.
I'm sorry.
And proper tension as well. Like
Yeah.
it's very good. And
Yeah.
yeah, I really, really like it. I really, really do.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun.
And I think because we talked about it, at least in probably Picks of the Week when I saw it when it was in theaters. But there were a lot of articles about it being anti-Semitic, and as a very sensitive lass, I can tell you that I did not pick up what those articles were putting down. I actually found it much the opposite. Yes.
There you go.
There.
And then lastly, I watched Sonic the Hedgehog.
Benny Schwa.
Yeah, which came out in maybe
It was
February.
Valentine's Day. I'm
Yeah.
obsessed with Ben Schwartz,
Strange.
not Sonic the Hedgehog, but because of that, I do know that it came out on Valentine's Day.
Yeah. Now, I was never used to be a big gamer, but Sonic the Hedgehog was never on my list.
Jim Carrey,
And
however,
I enjoy video game adaptations. Even though most of them are not great, I still like to
Pokemon.
kind of seek them out. I have a soft spot.
Detective Pikachu.
Yeah. What a film. This one I heard fairly good things about.
Very
weirdly.
good things. It's gotta. Oh no.
Yeah.
Yes. No. Yes. I think the sequel's been greenlit.
I'm not surprised, and it
It was
did
wildly successful,
quite well at the box office,
especially
as
given
well.
and I actually think that was not because it's a lot of kids and stuff, right? But despite maybe, but I do not think because of the character controversy. Like I don't think that's why it was successful.
Yeah. I have to say it was truly awful.
What?
Oh, it was terrible.
I thought people have been loving it.
No, you're mental
I'm
if you like this.
Now, to be fair, the only knowledge I have of it is because I watched basically every Ben Schwartz interview because I'm insane, and he went to my mom's high school. So wow, but that I've only heard really good things about it, so I'm kind of surprised. People said Jim Carrey was like amazing.
See, the thing is, this movie is so inoffensive.
Yeah,
it's boring like you would not believe,
especially these days.
No, like it's so inoffensive in anything it tries to do. Like it takes no risks. It does nothing ambitious. The storytelling is so cliched, and like I'm down for a PG kids movie. Like I'm not hating on it because it's like that, but no, it's so.
I tend to think those are the
plain
when they're good. I think they have to be the best because they're funny without any of the laziness.
Yeah, but it's so plain and lazy and just very tiresome after a while.
Shoot.
Like it's just it feels lifeless. And
yeah.
Now Jim Carrey, I love Jim Carrey, and he tries to add weirdness into the story, but how hard he's trying to compensate for everything else makes it lesser than what it would be.
Exactly.
Like it's a detriment to his performance by how hard he's trying to make up for everything else. And so it was, I could, and the pacing, I paused it 30 minutes in. I could not believe I was only 30 minutes in.
That.
It felt like
That's
2.5 hours.
Wasp Network. Not that that's the same deal, but that was a long movie.
Right. No, but yeah, it was really not good.
That's surprising
not good
to
at
me.
all.
But again, all I've heard that's why I say don't just trust the media. Do your research because I think it's great because I've only watched interviews with the star or stars of the movie. So I should have known better.
Yeah. And now if you need a movie like for like kids to watch and for them to enjoy, that'll be fine. But like even that is stretching it, I think. Yeah, now that may be harsh, but I was like, I was ready to love it. I was ready to come on here and say, Chloe, I loved Sonic.
Decade.
Yeah, it's the next King Arthur.
Hey, but it could be you've only watched it once.
That's true. It could go from the 1.5 up to a 4.5.
You never know.
Yeah.
I also will say, like, to me, I don't mean to, this is going to sound really mean. I'm not trying to be mean to anyone, obviously, but to me, like, James Marsden is like the king of lackluster, or like the poster boy of lackluster, but that's cold as ice. So I'm sorry, but that is how I feel.
Yeah. So yeah, it was not good. But I was really excited to go in and enjoy it, but like I could not wait for it to be over.
Dang.
Yeah.
Tragico.
And yeah. Well,
yeah.
Chloe, anything else you want to mention?
Well, as we all know, we got a lot. Well, no, we don't. I'm very fortunate in that I have some extra time at home, and so I'm watching more TV while I'm doing other stuff. But I went back, so I've been doing a lot of like looping back around, which has been good in some ways. Like I finished Maniac and so on and so forth, right? But so I went back and watched the series Working Moms on Netflix, which is Catherine Reitman. And yeah, so I didn't watch it originally because it was like too crass for me. I'm as much as I like crazy things and don't mind anything like quote unquote profane and stuff particularly, I'm like, it's like a little too crass for me. I'm a delicate flower. Right. Just like I don't love like mean people. We've been over, like it's hard for me to, but Gemma watched it all and was like, I said, fun. So, cause we're Sims characters. But yeah, I watched it and it is still a little crass, but like it's very well done. Definitely worth the watch. Very well done. Yeah,
I have a coworker who really likes it.
I do like it a lot. Show. Yeah, and it definitely improves as it goes, which is always nice. It's not it tends to be the reverse, which is not pleasant. But yeah, I got to plug again. Dear White People, so good. Gemma just watched it all. I think she loved it. We were chatting about it. Wow.
Cool. All right, well, I guess that about does it for the show.
That does it, Henry.
Chloe, anything else you want to mention about anything?
Stay cool out there. Stay kind.
It's a hot one, yeah.
I meant in every sense, stay cool. Henry, you're the best.
Oh, you're the best too.
You can fight everybody.
Thanks again for the lasagna.
You're so welcome.
Can't wait to have more when we finish.
Can't wait to never be able to eat that because of basically all the ingredients.
You can live vicariously through me.
That sounds like very creepy. That was like on Kimmy Schmidt. She was like stress eating, but it was Kimmy. She made Kimmy eat it. Anyway.
That's clever.
Yeah, it's gross.
But yeah, so now next week, Hamilton.
I'm pissed. I'm so mad that I saw Disney, of course, no longer offers their free trial because in case you all didn't know, I hate Disney with a passion. Why does nobody care that Walt Disney was a Nazi? Like, nobody cares. Look it up. Nobody cares. Anyway, that's why you think all the witches got big noses and crap. Like, okay, thank you and good night. But anyway, I'm so mad they took away their their subscription trial or whatever. So, Clobo pissed. She ain't surprised. They're literally the only ones who don't do it. Rude. So I'm going to have to find some very legal way to watch it.
Well, Henry or Allie probably have it.
They do. I
have it too. You can borrow one of ours.
Disney will come after you. But thank you, Henry.
I'd like to see you try Disney. No, please don't. Yeah. I apologize. But yeah, so Hamilton for next week, and we'll figure out a good... Yeah, it's going to be a big one coming out on Disney Plus this Friday. Or tomorrow, July 3rd.
Tomorrow's July 3rd?
Oh yeah.
My gosh.
Oh, wow, it's your mom's birthday then.
Birthday?
Wow.
Oh, no, today's Wednesday. Was that supposed to be studio magic?
No,
you gotta wink at me, okay? I can't... Look.
No, I honestly thought today was Thursday.
I told you so many times I don't like time travel. I don't know how to do it. Happy birthday, Mama.
Yeah. But yeah, we'll figure out a good secondary review to do alongside that. But Hamilton for sure for next week. And we might try and see if available to get a friend on.
Oh, yeah.
But of course, that
is all
depends on scheduling and all that. So hopefully so. Yeah. Well, Chloe, I love seeing you.
Too, Henry.
It's great to see you.
So nice.
I wish we could hang out in person, but one day.
So sad. Can't wait to go back to the movie theater to complain about the same things together,
I know,
That's
right?
Beautiful.
I can't wait to go see, what was that girl's name at Regal?
Yes. Was it? No. Okay, but it was Jewy, right? Because I was like, of course. Was it Esther? No. Was it?
No, it was Esther.
Shout out to
Yeah.
Esther.
And hopefully we can talk to the other guy about changing his favorite movie from The Holy Grail
Lord.
to something else more original.
But Esther's cool. She should have her own
she's with
coming-of-age
it.
movie.
She's with it, yeah. Well, cool. We hope you enjoyed the show.
496,876 as much as we did.
And we'll see you next time.